Happy New Year, everybody. How's everything going? Got a few people on. And some technical difficulty with the backdrop. So, Big Boy Mike is on. Janice was on earlier. I don't know if she's still there or not. Oh, Brett's on. Happy New Year, Dell. Here's the second part. King to the nation. Thomas Sheets is on. How are you? And all of you are having a very happy and safe New Year's. Here, ready or not. There you go. Big Man Texas is on. He says hello. 702, let's go. So was that 702? That I keep wanting to say that I think it's Nevada, but I'm not for sure. Anyway, been up since early this morning. We got up and got something for the shop. Be showing you that pretty soon, I guess. Had to get up while it was still dark outside. Went down to La Cavasud, picked up the item, brought it back, everything back, went to lunch with friends, and back to do the live. Now we're here doing the live. He's posting everything on some of the other sites that we have. New Year, King Galago. I don't know if I said that right. Empire. How are you doing tonight? Phil Garrett's on. How are you? Gun 2090. New Year. And Big Ben, Texas. Your last video for Sturgis Campgrounds was great. Thank you. Welcome. Some of those videos were taken from a couple of years ago, so there wasn't a whole lot that was on there before. So, and then like Kathmandu now is now open all season. It's not just open right before the rally anymore. Most of the campgrounds out there are. There's only a few that are open seasonal, and like we said, Kickstands is open year round. So except when it gets darn cold. They've been having some great weather up there. Unlike some of the northeasterners up there have been getting a lot of ice and snow and cold and no fun, it doesn't look like. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, so it shows. We'll see. We were supposed to get a little bit of rain today. Got a few sprinkles. That was about it. Craig, I believe that's Craig. Have a happy new year. Ride safe. Phil says, watching Ohio and Miami football, stop to say hey. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Oh, and a couple videos come out. You got any coming out on the motorcycle?
No, we're gone all day.
Not coming up yet.
Not a good day. We had some parts orders supposed to be in here today. We have not very fond of United States Post Office Service. Never really happened to us, but to a lot of our neighbors, we have gotten their packages in our mailbox. What we got is like an apartment complex. All the mailboxes are in the neighborhood is in one place where they open them up at one time. And apparently the man, I think it's a lady, can't tell one mailbox from another. So she gets a lot of the packages mixed up. I needed this part for Friday because I had to take it to a welding shop to have it welded for my truck, which is a video coming up soon. And apparently we are not going to get it. I can order it again from Amazon, but it won't be here till Sunday. So now that screwed up the whole day Friday. Had a lot of things planned to do, and now I can't get anything done. So once again, the United States Post Office ain't worth a crap. And we're gonna contact Amazon and tell them if they're gonna start sending us that kind. If we can't request FedEx or UPS, we refuse to order anything from Amazon ever again. I'm going to do everything I can to quit using the United States Post Office. So if you work there, sorry, but
don't go post.
Bunch of dumbasses is all I can say. Like I say, it's how difficult is it to look at a package and tell? We actually had two packages. So one package they put in the right mailbox. The other one was completely the small package, which would have fit in our small box, wasn't even there. So why the moron lady didn't throw it in the big box with the other package, who knows? But apparently because it's New Year's Eve, probably half the people aren't going to get their mail anyway. And a guy down the street, we gave him his package the other day because we were out of town. It was in our mailbox. That's what he said. He'd been waiting over a week for the package. And
I think it's when we went to Kansas for our daughter. So we were gone a whole week. And he had been waiting and waiting and waiting. And he called and they kept saying, nope, it was delivered. Nope, it was delivered. There's nothing we can do. It was delivered. Well, then when we got home, there was like 4 packages in there. And I'm like, oh, this isn't even ours. So we walked it 3 or 4 doors down and said, "Hey, is your name blah, blah, blah?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "We got this in our mailbox." He's like, "I have been trying to get this."
And pretty much Amazon, if it's delivered by the post office, it's tough shit. Is basically what it says, because I've read all the stuff, and they said they'll put a request in and see what the post office says. But of course, they're going to tell you they delivered it.
It was
They delivered it
delivered.
1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's not in the mailbox. So it's in
It says right
somebody,
here, it's been delivered.
and it hasn't. So if anybody
Well,
wants to
it
go
was
with
delivered,
me,
just not to us.
I would like to do a class action lawsuit against the incompetency of the post office. Now, the post office is not ran by the federal government. A lot of people think it is. It is not. It's a self-establishing entity. So
It's a
it's not
self-
like the IRS. It's not like Social Security. It's not like the governor's got any control over it. Nobody's got any control over it other than the post office does. So that's the way it is. I don't know if you people knew about that. If you work at the post office, you probably do. But if you didn't, you probably think it's a government agency, but it's not. It's self-containing. I can go on. I know a lot more about it because I was in the union. And so we dealt with a lot with the post office, and I didn't realize half the problem that that post office has isn't the post office's problem when it comes to their financial status that they have. It's the senators and stuff that said they had to have their pensions all made up for 1,000 years, and that's where they went broke. Come up with that. So they had it set up for like 25 years, which was fine, but in this case they didn't. So there you go. If you're interested in a class action lawsuit, send me an email. I wouldn't be mad going to get a lawyer and show the incompetency of the post office.
I think everybody already knows about it.
But it is. Well, why not get some money out of them?
And we'll all get a whole $2.39 because they're going to sue them for $18 billion, and everybody in the United States is going to get a portion of it.
Well, probably half the problem with the post office is it used to be probably back in the 80s. They paid pretty decently. Now, today, compared to wages and stuff are, they're not paid very well anymore.
We found that out too.
They're in the
DoorDash is doing Amazon deliveries too.
Yeah, we've had that happen too.
I was waiting for a jacket that I'd ordered when I was at our daughter's 2 times ago in California, and it said you'd get it by Monday. We were leaving Wednesday morning. So I thought that'll give them a day's leeway, and it kept saying it'll be there Monday, it'll be there Monday, it'll be there Monday. Well, Monday came and went, wasn't there. So then I got on there again, and it said, "Oh, it could be there as late as Thursday or Friday." And I'm thinking, Thursday or Friday, we'll be gone, long gone. So anyway, my daughter ended up having to send it to me from there, because if it wouldn't have fit, then I wouldn't have been, it would have been over 30 days before I would have gotten to be able to send it back. So, and it was coming by DoorDash. And I thought they did food deliveries.
Yeah. Well, they're looking for whoever's cheaper. And that's what's the problem with Amazon is because the post office does it so freaking cheap. They're not even, I'll give you a tip right now. If you want to screw the post office, and I've gotten packages like this. I ordered something from some company and I got it and it said like $2 freight on it. I looked at it and it said it only weighed 2 pounds. The box weighed 25 pounds. They don't check that crap. They might look at a stamp when it comes through, but on packages, they do not look at them. So it's very easy for you to print a thing at home and saying it's this amount and this and put the sticker on it. 99.9% of the time, they're never going to check it. FYI.
Probably the small, what is, I don't know what that says, Somalian postal workers now.
Probably. Same guys are taking all their driver's license out here by California here. And all these truckers are having a heart attack because they're revoking the foreigner's license. Too bad. Shouldn't have got it. You don't deserve it. You drive like a freaking moron. You should have lost your license a long time.
Hey, Karen, how are you?
Let's rant about our 2025. Hopefully these freaking morons can get their crap straightened out before 2026. Got a couple hours here, depending on where you're at. So just screwed up my whole week.
Rest of it.
So,
and he's got sore legs. He bought another thing, getting up and down off the truck. Now his leg, he can't hardly move.
And what about you every day?
Me every day. Welcome to my world.
So starting next week, probably about Wednesday, you're going to start seeing some videos from the AIM Expo in Anaheim, California. Indian's going to be there. They're going to have some presentations, so we're going to see about that. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of people. The only people right there is Harley Davidson. Cheap asses, too cheap to spend the money to come to it, I guess. I don't know what else. Why aren't they there? Suzuki's there. Honda America is going to be there. Kawasaki, I think, is there. Even Vanderhall's there. What?
Were they there last year?
I don't know. They haven't been. I'm not even sure if Indian was there last year. remember Indian Beach.
Suzuki and Royal Enfield. I remember doing interviews with all of them.
I don't think Royal Enfield. But it's a big organization, and there's a good chance that Woody from the Buffalo Chip might be showing up. You might get to see him on the channel. We heard a rumor that he might show up.
Chances when you go back to Pony Express, we'd probably get our mail faster and
Probably.
more accurately.
Unless it blew out of the saddlebag. Who knows?
Well, a long time ago, when the kids were little, it was Mother's Day. So I got a card for each of the kids, all of the grandmas, and they had great grandparents because my grandparents were alive. Anyway, I must have sent like 10 cards out for Mother's Day. Went to the post office, put them in the thing. Never got them. Not one. Not one of them got their Mother's Day cards. Out of 10 cards.
Oh, we've heard of that before. People I've known that
check for the car.
Oh yeah, we had a transmission. This is back in the 80s that we had a extended warranty in it, but it was honored by the dealership, and the dealership had sold it. So the owner had to pay us, and he swore he sent us this check, and I'm like, I never got it, and we had to pay for it out of our own pocket.
He was going to
$2,800
because it was endorsed.
Yeah, and so we ended up finding out somebody at the post office that worked there were stealing checks and signing them and endorsing them and sending them in. And so I think they ended up getting a picture of the guy at the post office. Is how they caught him.
And whoever was at the bank where he was cashing the checks
should have been asking for identification.
No, they were in on it too. Yeah. So they were getting a cut of the checks. And I think that's because it was about the same time I sent all those cards and stuff out. And I think that anything that looked like a card or that might have a check or money or something in it, they were just taking all them.
We ended up finally getting our money because the guy ended up apologizing because it wasn't my fault. I said it. I never signed the damn check.
So we went to the dealership, picked up the check, and then got it from there. But it took us a long time to get the money.
Several months. So, but that's back in the 80s, back when some of you might not even been alive yet. So there you go. So the video that was yesterday on the campgrounds, now that was all taken from the last 4 or 5 years. So it wasn't always, not everything there was up to date. 2 years ago, we lost all of our footage of Sturgis. So a lot of the things we had did then and reviewed and talked about, all that videos are gone. They're on YouTube, but I don't have any coverage of it. Basically, somewhere along the line, which I've got to go back and look again, I'm missing about 800 videos. Done about 1,900 videos, and I have about 1,100 of them on my hard drive. I don't know where the rest of them disappeared to. So I'm going to do some more looking, just figure out. I know I lost all those, but that would have only been maybe 30 days worth that I might have been missing, but not hundreds of them gone. I don't know where they're all, but I'm not sure if YouTube is counting lives. If they're counting lives, then that would be different because I don't save any of the lives. Once they're on there, YouTube disappears with them after a while. We found that a couple years ago.
You're looking for the chicken bone lady? Oh, I never wrote Neil.
I wrote him and told him today. I had some party. But so there you go. So we're coming up here next week, starting Wednesday. We'll have some great videos every night. We'll have a video coming out. It'll come out the next day, so we'll be a day behind. So probably won't see one on Wednesday. Tuesday I might take you around, show you a little bit of where it's at the convention center, because it's not generally open to the public. It's kind of like the SEMA show. SEMA show really wasn't open to the public either until that last day. Friday. This is for people in the trades business. So we got in because the guy that actually puts the show on is actually one of our subscribers. So we want to thank him for that. Because when I called him, he's like, I went through my whole spiel about what we do. And he's like, hey, stop. He says, I already know you guys. You're already in. Don't worry about it. But he won't come on channel because he won't come on and talk because he feels that you can't come to what he's offering. But so because at first he said,
anything would benefit us or them because it would irritate you guys thinking, well, I can't even go to it. Why are you?
But the idea is to show you new products that are coming out. Some of the latest stuff that's out here.
That's where we got the smart helmet from that we're sending raffle tickets.
So it's getting to be where you can, dealers come and vendors come, people come to buy from here. So they might go there to see what they like. Maybe another line they want to add to what they already have. If they're selling something, become a dealer. There's a lot of companies that'll be there that we've never heard of. There'll be Taiwan, Japanese, Chinese, all kinds of different factories there. There's 400 vendors in all. This is, I think, their biggest year. Last year it was in Las Vegas. That's the first time we went. We're a little bit behind. Here we got some great meetings set up. We got some cool people we're going to talk to. I don't know how many we'll be able to talk on camera, but we're hopefully going to get some really great information to do for you. If all goes well, we have some breaking news tomorrow. Sometime it'll come out tomorrow. We haven't had time to do it. The person was supposed to give me more information, and he did not yet. So I don't know what's going. Maybe towards the end of the night, we'll tell you what that news is if we don't even get around to doing it. Because I should have done it today, and we were gone all day. So we got a new piece of equipment at the shop. And some of you might know what it was when I tell you about it, and some of you might say, "What the hell is that thing?" So we'll talk about that maybe next week. So I did a whole bunch of work on my truck. I love Ford. I love my Ford vehicles, had really great luck. But I've got something that I found out that about ruined my truck. And it was a maintenance thing that should have been taken care of. For 100,000 miles, I've taken my truck in for every 5,000 miles for the oil change and anything that they recommended, I had them do it because it was under the warranty. I didn't want them to void the warranty because you didn't do what they told you to do. Well, this one
Air cleaner,
device,
fuel filter,
this
all that
one
stuff.
thing that should have been serviced somewhere along that line. I'm not even sure. I didn't look through the owner's manual yet to see if it's even something they did recommend doing. It's not. Ford's. I'm
Screwing up.
going to contact Ford and tell. Well, because
He's
I-
on a roll tonight.
yeah, I'm not going to say because if I tell you too much, you probably might be able to figure out what it is. But I took a lot of research to do it to figure out what was wrong with it. I haven't done a total test drive on it yet. Started
He
up,
thought the
run.
whole truck was kaput. That's how bad it was.
And I thought I was going to have to do some major work, thousands of dollars worth of work is what I was expecting I might have to do. And then after I did a bunch of, I kind of knew maybe this was the problem when I did my first research. And then I kept looking and I found this guy that tore into the motor. And then when he got done, he's like, it was this. Don't do this. Do this instead first. So for $218, I put this new part on and we'll see. It should take care of it. But there's a part that I needed to order. It's supposed to be here today. That was going to a welding shop on Friday for them to install it.
There you go.
And now the part is, who knows where the hell it's at? Whose mailbox it's in? I don't know.
And if the people are even here, there's a lot of people that are gone right now for the holiday.
Well, what we should do probably, I don't know if Amazon will sell it to a P.O. box or not. It is a
Probably
damn
not.
P.O. box down here. I don't know what to call you. You have to call tomorrow and see. If they put it in a P.O. box, hopefully the morons at the post office can put it in the right box. Versus they definitely can't put them in the boxes out here. Which the problem is that with this, our post office here where we're at, we got people coming in cars. They wear regular clothes. You know, half the time you can't tell. Some of the people are actually, I think, UPS people that are actually putting stuff in our mailbox. Because it'll say it comes by UPS, but it shows up in the mailbox. So it's like it's in your parcel box. Which we don't have a parcel box. You get a key and it fits one of the boxes. Like today,
Because our mailbox is long and skinny. It only fits letters, basically. A very small package.
So they would have shoved this in there because these are some bolts that I needed to have that are stainless steel fittings that I had to have. Nobody's got them. I looked at Harbor Freight. They got them in brass. Can't have brass because it's going to melt if you tried to weld to it. And you can't. Somebody might say, well, you could braze to it. Yeah, but it's going to get too hot and it's going to melt. So that's not going to work. It's got to be metal at least, steel. And I found some stainless steel ones that I could get from Amazon. I ordered them last week, or beginning of the week, or whenever. They said, "Oh yeah, you can get them on Wednesday." And I thought, that'd be great that way. And I thought we had a shop in town that could weld them. Couldn't find one. We got to drive about 35 miles to get to this other shop. So I figured, well, I'll wait till Friday morning. We'll give this guy a call, see if he's got some time to take it in there, drill a little hole in my exhaust, put this pipe in there and weld it all in. And how much would he charge me and how that all work? So that didn't happen. So that's probably not going to happen at all. She said, well, put a note on it. Well, half the people probably aren't even going to go get their mail maybe till Saturday or Friday if they're going out tonight, drinking and partying. No mail's coming tomorrow, so ain't nobody going to go looking tomorrow for anything. I thought I'd run down there real quick now. I thought, well, maybe somebody laid it on top of the mail. And it wasn't nothing there. I looked on top, looked around the back. Thought, well, maybe you just got lucky. Somebody just said, hey, this ain't my crap. I'm just stop. People do that a lot of times. You see with letters and stuff. Or that person may turn around and throw it in a mailbox down the street at the post office, which again, it'll show up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. By then, I don't need it. So I already ordered another one, which won't be here till Sunday. So now I'm already in the next week having to deal with it.
And we're leaving Tuesday to go to California to go to the AIM.
So I probably isn't going to get my truck totally fixed. So once again, thank you, United States Post Office, for being, you win Dumbass Award of the Year for 2025. I'm going to I might go buy me an award tomorrow. Go down to Walmart's open tomorrow. I'm going to buy me a little tag and stand in line on the post office on Friday and say, I want to drop this off and award you people Dumbass of the Year. Maybe she can hold the camera back and see. And Thank you for your effed up service.
Aaron says it's 32 degrees in Florida. The land.
That's tough.
That's
60
cold.
degrees here today.
Overcast. Dave's Crazy Trailer says it's cold in Missouri.
And you said that the other day when I
Yeah.
put you got a good chance of winning that. And I think I got 5 people that have entered the $25 chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to
Can't be
here.
right.
I'll give you the heads up. This is going to be breaking news. So if you're on tonight, you'll get to hear this. Most of the other people won't get to hear it. Camp Easy Ride is already set up for Panama City Beach for Thunder Beach Rally. They're also this close to setting up Laconia. They have a place in Laconia for Camp Easy Ride. So if you had this $1,000 chance, you could burn it all up probably in Daytona if you stayed the whole time. But if you only went half the time, because usually they charge $4.99.
And if you went to Leesburg and Panama City,
yeah, you could
you
maybe
could
do
probably-
$1,000.
yes. So each one would probably be $500 because it's only a 3-day
$4.99.
rally.
Yeah. So that would be for those that would like to get involved with that. Bring up the Bike Builds site.
It says this guy says got to love deaf. We got rid of our deaf.
What? It's gone.
So that's not really what happened, but anyway,
That's a whole nother issue.
yes.
I got it. My truck's a farm truck. My other truck's got the deaf still on. Hey, George.
All the way at the bottom. But the bike builds is what you want?
.com.
Fun.
You're not at the your arrow
I
way up
did.
here.
I did. It won't go any further.
You don't push the box here. Push the arrow.
Yes, you do. You drag it down. See, that goes up, that goes down.
Right here at the bottom.
There it is, right there.
So you'd like to get a chance to get involved with our drawing, and this is going to happen next week sometime. Right now we have 4 or 5 people signed up for this. $25 chance to get a chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to Camp Easy Ride. You can't use it for Sturgis. It expires the day before Sturgis starts.
731.
So you can use it anytime before that. All the different events they got going on. The $1,000 value. So like I'm saying, it's $1,000. If you did a $4.99 and $4.99, $1,000, you could pick up 2 times if you're around Florida area. But they do other things too. They're actually looking at, which this would be too late for that too. They're looking at maybe Galveston again. They were set up with that a couple years ago, and something happened, and they couldn't make it, and so they're going to get contact and get back to it. So we're going to have a bunch more information on Panama City. We're going to do the breaking news story tomorrow on it. We'll see what happens. But if you'd like to get involved, what you do is you go to our bikebuildsforvets.com and you look on there and it'll say it's a PayPal setup. It's Bob and Tam's PayPal. You can send $25 or more, and you will get for each $25 you get an entry. If you do 100, you get 5 entries. All that money's going to our bike build vets. We're getting ready to go to the Mecum auction. Hopefully, try to buy a bike. We have to check and see how much money. We only got about $3,000 or $4,000. Don't have a whole lot to buy. Plus $200 just to go in there and bid, plus everything else. So we're trying to raise money for that. So it's a good cause. It's tax deductible. It's 100% tax deductible. We're a 501c when it comes to the bike builds for. But you go there and you'll see it. There's 2 things we're collecting for. One is for donation, and that's for the smart helmet that'll be given away in a couple weeks too. And then that's only in a large. And then we've also got we got this $1,000 trip gift certificate that you get. We've already talked to Camp Easy Ride. All we have to do is give them your name and phone number. So if you decide you want to do that, PayPal doesn't give me your phone number, it gives me your name. You need to send us an email to any of our emails and said, hey, my name is Joe Schmuck, whatever your real name is. And hey, I sent $25 to you. Here's my phone number if I win. And that's all we need. That way we know everybody. So I got everybody but Dave's, but Dave, we already knew who you were, so I didn't need to put your name in
know
there.
his last name now.
Yeah. She
Yes,
looked, she had it in her phone.
I did.
That's her fault. Her fault.
We were
Not my
looking for because I think when you did it the first time, that's what he told me. So I wrote it in the phone, so I knew that was your last name, but then forgot about it.
Oh, you just know you Dave's Crazy Trailer.
That's right.
And
He says he's never been to Panama City, so it'd be a good one to go to. You can
Yeah.
do Leesburg, and then they're back to back, Dave. So then you could do
only a
Leesburg and
there's
go.
a couple days.
Well, I mean, they're one
You'd
weekend
have-
and it's next
yeah.
weekend. So you could do one, then the other, and then
Yeah, because you
go
can
back
go
home.
or go to Myrtle Beach. But yeah, then you're not spending any money on it. And it's a cool event. It's both of them are pretty good. Panama City, they're going to be over at the bike rack.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be in that parking lot in the back. They've got some grassy area. It's actually off to the side, I think, is when I look at the aerial. You'll be there. The bands and the concessions and the beer stand, all that closes at night. So you don't have a bunch of noise, but you're right there on Beachfront Road. So good place to be, right out the back way. You get right to Frank Brown Park, just up the road. And you're not too far
Across the
down
street
from
the water, from the beach.
Yeah, cool.
Golf.
Might be able to might get a
America?
tent. We can look out and see the ocean. That'd be pretty cool.
So
For
is
the
that
golf,
the one that's
really.
across the street from Sharky's?
No,
It is the
there's a
other one?
hotel across the street from. So it's,
We were trying. There's two places that have venues, and didn't know which one was called the bike rack. But I thought it was the one that was up the road further that used to be Lucky 13. But
This was the one.
okay, so and then the other one is down by Sharky's. But
So that's what's going on with that. So if you're interested, get on that yet tonight, and in the next probably by next Friday or Saturday, we'll be giving that, or maybe the following week, because we'll be at
after AIM,
yeah, because it'll be over on Friday. I don't know if we're coming back Saturday morning. Might come back Saturday. They still got a lot of crap to do in the garage. A lot of stuff here got to get done. The veteran bike, they've got till tonight. The person has not gotten back with us. The second place and third place people have gotten back with us, said they have their information. They're ready to send it to us. I'm not asking for any information yet until we get close, because I don't want people to think we're trying to get all your private information. One guy wants to send me copies of each. I'll send you if that's what you want. I don't need all that. All we're going to need,
only if you're the winner. We
Is
don't
a
need to know all the
photocopy.
personal information.
which some people have already sent that stuff.
They send it with
Photocopy
their-
of just to show your name, that you were honorably discharged. You need a picture of your driver's license, and then a picture of you holding your driver's license. That's all we're going to need, just to make sure, because we actually talked to a lady today that got a big connection with Harley Davidson. She thinks she could help us get some stuff from. We'll have a new motorcycle soon.
show.
But if we get a new motorcycle, we're probably going to raffle that, so we can get a bunch of used motorcycles, and that would work really well. So maybe that.
I don't know how these raffles are going. I don't think that'll work.
Well, I think if we had a brand new motorcycle, a lot of people might be thinking, a 98 motorcycle, a 74 motor. I'm just curious, do any of you, I don't know if he said it or not. And Adam Sandoval auctioned off a bike on New Year's Eve, or Christmas Eve. He did his too. He was selling raffle tickets. I think it was $50 for an old Springer bike. Does anybody follow him? Do they have any idea of what he got collected money? He said he was giving it all to veterans. Don't know what he does. Now, he's not a 501. Take him at his word. Either way, I can't say. I don't have any proof, any evidence. Either way, that's why we started a 501 for our vet build, because once we've been doing this a year or so, right now we're not really taking any money. We're not $3,000 or $4,000 we've got isn't a whole lot of money yet. So we're not. We until we get to a certain amount, we don't have to tell them exactly what we spent the money on. We really haven't spent the money on anything.
Everything we've taken in is still in the bank.
Yeah, it's just taking money we've spent to fix the bike and do different things like that is all came out of our YouTube money.
Or someone's paid for it.
Yeah, or somebody volunteered, like, Amsel Adam gave the oil and stuff for it. And
Hey, Joe.
my old buddy Art, which is the buddy anymore, and I haven't talked to the guy who won't call me back. I don't know. But a friend of mine that used to have, that was in the service, bought the tires. I don't know if that's why he's mad or not. He's on. I don't know what your story is. If you didn't want to spend the money for the tires, you shouldn't have offered. I took it, which he's always been honest guy. He's always did what he said, and I took him at his word. And he paid for the tires, but I think he thinks
it was more than he thought it was going to be.
the tires are, which is, anybody's bought a tire. Last tire I bought on the back of my bike,
$600 for one tire.
$500, and that was insane for the rear tire. But I mean, tires are just getting stupid. Dunlop's supposed to be there too. I want to sit down and talk to them too. Is all their crap coming from Japan now?
We'll get an earful.
So we'll see what happens.
Goodness.
He
So,
needs to quit smoking.
what it is. Had that cough again that I had a couple years ago. I couldn't get rid of it. Back.
So I don't know. So that's a little bit of things going on. Right now we have all the rallies. Well, we're not. So we've got Daytona. We're going. Oh, so here's our schedule. So next week we're in Anaheim. We've got a couple things to do at night. If you're in the Anaheim area, you can email us. We can try to probably meet up sometime in the evening on one of the nights. We're back there for that. From Tuesday to Saturday, we're going to be in Anaheim, and then we'll probably come on Saturday. And then the end of the month, that Sunday, last Sunday of the month.
It's like the 27th.
It's the third Sunday, because I think the last Sunday still. I think the show's now going to Saturday. I think it's only 20. Oh, there's only 28. No, we're still in January.
It's the 28th through the 31st.
So it's
the Mecum auction.
But what's the Saturday date?
The Saturday date is the 31st.
What is it? But so that's the time we're going to be. So we get there on Sunday and we stay all the way till Saturday. That's the last week of January. We're going to be in Las Vegas. So if you want to catch up, maybe if it's in the evening, or if you want to go to the Mecum auction, let us know. We can't right now. We don't have any free tickets. We might get some, and we'll let you know if we do. Last year they were throwing them around like they had no tomorrow. So might be doing it again. We'll check at the dealerships and see if they have any, and we'll be happy to give out tickets. But we won't know about them till we get there on Sunday. Checking in. So sometime between Sunday and Monday, we'll let you know if we have tickets. Then you just got to contact us and we'll ask to get in. It's cool to go.
It's just to see. You can't bid. It costs like $200 to bid.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just but it's cool to see all these bikes. You can touch them, you can sit on them, you can do all kinds of stuff. And you could probably ride it around. I didn't say that though. So that's where we're going to be the last of the month. So then we come back home. We'll be in the shop and everything until the last Tuesday of February. I think today, I think it was the 28th.
No, we're gonna go the 23rd. We'll be in Florida. The flight leaves the 24th.
So the 24th we'll be in Florida through the rally, which is like, I think it's the 9th or something, 9th or 10th. We'll be coming back home. We fly back to Arizona. So that whole time we'll be in the Orlando, Daytona area. So we get there in Daytona, and Orlando, it's cheaper for us to fly into Orlando and rent a car. For what they charge to fly into Daytona, I pay for the car. So we have a car for that whole time, plus a motorcycle. We're getting another bike from Midwest Motorcycles again. Thank you, Midwest, for fixing us up with a great deal.
If you did.
And if you're looking for a rental bike, best place to get one. I'm probably going to be riding the
purple bike again.
Barney bike. We're calling it. And I'm fine with it. I don't. Hey, you can't complain. Great deal.
It's a good bike to ride. It
got me
didn't have any problems.
Never failed to haul. But as long as people are acting to buy it, nobody bought it. We're going to take it out again and try to sell it for them again. They don't care if they sell it.
It's one of the rental bikes.
So we'll be over there. Right now, people are wanting to know what we're doing. Sundays, both Sundays, we will be at the Beaver Bar for breakfast in the morning, probably from 7 or 8 o'clock till about 10 on both Sundays. That Monday, we will be of the rally. We will be at the Pistons breakfast. That's going to be at Teddy Moore's. I wonder where they're going to head in the pavilion. I don't know. We'll have to see. I have to call her back.
Well, I mean, they might change everything all around because they've got a new GM.
You have to call what's going on there. And then maybe you can ask her what that. So they have a new GM now. Don't know his name. But
right on.
So they have a brand new GM. You know, not quite sure what's everything going on. All the same vendors should all be there. Everybody, where they're going to be at, nobody seems to know yet. But we'll find out what's. We don't know if we're staying on their property yet or not. They haven't made a decision yet. If we are, that's the best place to catch us at most of the time. Everything else we haven't really checked. We never did call Sons of Speeds to see about if we're going to go over there or not. I don't know.
He never did answer us for the fall rally. Texted.
You know what? But I mean, I don't care. What we look at all this stuff is if these people, it's just like that, like the Sons of Speeds, that was all free. We didn't charge them. All they did is give us entry to get in. Yeah, it's worth a couple $100 for getting us in. But a video, somebody was asking me the other day because they wanted me to film a bunch of stuff for them, make certain videos per day for them. And I said, the way this works is it's $1,500. You want to video us to make something for you from a vendor. You want us to go to your hometown dealer, cut a video for them, let them do whatever they want with the video. It's $1,500 for my time. Edit it, film it, do all the things you want to do to it. So when we go out to these rallies, that's what a lot of people say. Why don't you charge all these people? A lot of them probably wouldn't pay us in the first place, these bars and stuff like this. But the actual what we try to do is what my answer always was is the access that we're able to do things that a lot of other YouTubers can't get into. We get behind the scenes, we get to meet with some of the people that you don't get to see on other people's channels.
Otherwise.
And so we think of that as that's giving us better content. And in the long run, we hope that we'll get enough commercials that will pay for some videos. So we'll see what happens. But this year, I don't know. Because we never know for sure what all we're going to cover. We try to mix things up like this. They just sent me stuff for the burning bike. I think that's on the 6th. Got a thing he won. They got the campground stuff. We're going to be talking about that. Tam's going to make a bunch of phone calls next week on some of the different campgrounds here and also in Sturgis. We don't do a whole lot with the other campgrounds in the other areas because most rallies aren't like Sturgis. Sturgis is designed for a motorcycle rally. No other town or city that you go to is really designed for a rally. And you might say, why is that? Well, the difference is Sturgis is just this little sleepy town the rest of the year. And it's not like Deadwood or Spearfish or Rapid City that's got a lot of things going on. Sturgis, if you're a local there, there's a lot of cool things to do if you're a local person. They have different events and stuff going on all year long. But if you're a tourist, there's really not a whole lot you might want to do. The odds are the average person doesn't travel there to go to the Mustang rally if you don't own a Mustang. Or you might go, you might not necessarily. And the people that show up for that is more of the people that are local people that come to it versus the people that own Mustangs. They might bring it, or if you've got a Trans Am, or you got whatever rally else they go on.
Jeep rally is going to be there this year.
Yeah. So, but it's more likely that, I like Jeeps, but I don't own a Jeep. But the odds of me going to the Jeep rally to go see it, well, we probably will because it's going to be over the 4th of July.
Yeah, we'll
but
be there.
we normally would not. I would not make a trip to Sturgis to go see the Jeep rally if I didn't own a Jeep. Now, there's a lot of people that come to the Sturgis motorcycle rally that do not own a motorcycle. You can see that. And there's a lot of people that travel that might only stop down for a day or two. And of course, you get a lot of locals from all over the area that come in. So it's more of a big thing that goes on. But the difference is too, is they have bars that are completely closed right now. One Eye Jack's is not open. A lot of the other bars are closed like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they might open Friday or Saturday. You go over to the Iron Horse, it's probably closed. When it is open, it's only the bars open, and then they have a very limited kitchen stuff. They hamburgers.
From another local, they saw on the Gas Monkey garage building that they're closed for the season. So don't know what happened there.
It's tough because you look at it. You've got
Uncle Louis.
Yeah, you got Uncle Louis that's open. You've got
Not American.
A Lot American is open. You've got the brewery is open. Sturgis Brewing House is open year round. Besides counting, you got the Pizza Ranch, you got McDonald's, you got Burger King, you got Domino's, you got Pizza Hut. You got 8 restaurants in that area, and there's some I probably didn't even mention.
Queen and
that. And you got, it says there's about
Magnolia.
7,000 people live there. There's not 7,000 people live there because there's a lot of them, just like you might be one of the people. And we know one subscriber that actually owns 2 houses out there. Now, one of them they do rent out. The other one they keep for themselves, come whenever they want. And their friends that come. So there's a lot of people that live in this, that own property in the Sturgis area that does not live there. So you can't count that. Then the second thing is probably the majority of that town is probably 55 and older. A lot of older people are on fixed incomes and they're not going to go out to eat. Even when we were with the kids and stuff, other than her maybe stopping and getting the kids a Happy Meal or something like that, to actually go out and eat, we'd be lucky if we went once a week to an actual restaurant to sit down and eat at. That was pretty common. Most times she picked something at home and we ate whatever we had. So that's
weenies.
Yeah. So that's kind of, but that's why I said, when you look at that, when you have 8 places, then you wonder how, like the I guess, did I say the Knuckle? That's another
Knuckle's
restaurant.
only open part-time now.
But I think they're open the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but they're open.
Yeah.
That's 9 places to eat come Saturday or Friday. So that's the part you look at. And a lot of people in Sturgis whine and complain about that. But if you want to whine and complain because the businesses aren't staying open year round, then you need to spend more money. It's like people when they say, like the old Kmart store, when it went out of business, Oh, I hated Kmart. It went out of business. My first question always was, when was the last time you were in Kmart? Oh, a couple months ago. I was like,
Couple
now
years
with
ago.
Amazon coming, it's just a matter what you have. If you live in any community, the malls have died. And that's one of the reasons the malls have died because it's so easy to sit at home and order your crap. They have it sent to you. If you don't like it, you put it back in a package, you send it back. Got Prime. Right now, Amazon takes everything back. So it's a
Pretty much.
whole lot easier than it is to go down to the mall and fight the traffic and climb around in the mall. And, most of them are gone. But the only one we really see is the ones in Las Vegas are still there. Seem to have a pretty decent crowd in, but once in a while we're out on the road and we stop and walk through a mall. We're like the only people in the whole place. And you
I
wonder
don't
how
know
they
they're
stay open. Our grandson works at a mall. He sells nutrition stuff. And that's what he says. He says he's lucky in the mall on a 10-hour day he works. He's lucky if 2 people come in. Some days, no people come in.
And those little strip malls or whatever you call them, those little that have 3 or 4 different stores in them. He works at some of those, and he gets a little bit bigger crowd.
But it's just
I'm guilty.
people
Love Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to do that. We order a lot of stuff because I thought when we moved to the town we have in, we have a Walmart,
Thanks, Griff.
but I mean we have a Kohl's and we used to have J.C. Penney's, but it's gone. So we don't have a lot of stores
Ross's,
here to buy from.
Target.
So we thought we
Walmart.
would go maybe once a month. We would go to Las Vegas because we don't have a Best Buy or anything like that. And it got to be where by the time we moved here, Amazon was kind of up and going, and I started ordering stuff through Amazon. Or we would just pick something up when we were out and about, like we were visiting the daughter in California. We'd buy it then, or whatever case was. So it's we do have a Sam's, but then you wonder why things go out of business. Well, it's because once again, you think about something that goes out of business, like we have where my daughter lives in California. They still have a Sizzlers. If you ever heard of Sizzler
Western
Steakhouse,
Sizzlers.
I don't know if there's any of them even around anymore. But it's just like us. We were talking about that. When was the last time we ate a Sizzler? Probably when we lived in Corona. And that's 10 years ago. So, and then if it goes out of business, we're like, oh, I don't know why they went out of business. We ain't been there. And we didn't spend any money in the last 10 years. Did anybody else spend any money?
Claim Jumpers is another
Oh,
one.
yeah.
We used to go to Claim Jumpers a lot.
But same thing. We only probably the whole time we've been the Claim Jumpers, probably in the whole time, maybe a dozen times in 20 years. We really kept them in business.
Well, and we, how we spend money. We would go during the happy hour, and you could get stuff like, we could get like sliders and nachos and a salad and a hamburger, all under $10, all of it together. This was $2. That was $1.50. That was, So,
but the same thing.
We're not big spenders.
Same thing about YouTubers. Just to talk about. This last few months have been really bad for us, for views and things like that. Now, part of it is we haven't put a lot of videos out, but these last 2 months have been the worst we've had in the 6 years. Even going back to when we started doing this is the worst 2 months we've ever had in history. Not blaming anybody. Part of it could be because we're not putting videos out, which was crazy. The other day, we put a short out and they got 5,000 views. The video yesterday did about 1,000. The one before that, the other day, the one on talking about Daytona, if you're tired of the cold, that did about 1,400 or 1,500. So not a lot of people are watching us. Now, they might be watching somebody else, but they're definitely not watching us. But I do notice when I look at the comments, there's a lot of the regular people that we've seen in the past aren't commenting anymore. Now, what the bad news is with that is if we're not putting out regularly, then YouTube may not push it to you to where you're like, well, I didn't know where you guys were. I thought you guys went out of business. So we're looking at that as in the next year, if things continue the way they are for the last 6 years, this will be our last year of doing the East Coast, unless we get a sponsor for that rally, like Oktoberfest. If they decide they want to pay us to come back every year, then hey, we'll do that. But other than that, this is it. We've spent, not to complain, we've spent over probably about $150,000 of our own personal money from our 401 plans to do this channel. And in the long run, I thought things would get better, and it would. And this year in Sturgis, I was comparing it to last year. Last year in Sturgis, 2024, we had the best month ever. I almost did more in that month than I did the whole year. Really, not that much, but close. I probably did as much there as I did in any of the other rally times. Probably from December, doing Daytona, Myrtle Beach, Panama City, Leesburg, everything on the East Coast that we do. We did more in Sturgis than I did there 2 years in a row. So we were thinking this year when we got there, we thought Sturgis would just blow up and do like it did. Well, it didn't take me till the very end of the season, till the end of the rally, that I finally figured out why we didn't do what we did the year before. Well, the problem was the year before was the Gas Monkey Garage came there. I think because Richard Rollins was giving us so much information, I was picking up, he's got like 1 million subscribers. We were getting people from the Gas Monkey Garage. People wanted to know what he was doing, were coming to us and watching us. And that's what blew us up. And they were. All those videos did really, really well that we covered the Gas Monkey Garage. Well, this year, Michael Ballard from the Full Throttle Saloon said, you guys have full access. We've never done this to anybody ever in their life. You guys are totally in. Do whatever you need to do and whatever you want to do. Well, things kind of started off pretty good. Then it kind of got weird right before we didn't end up getting our press pass. They had a lot of trouble with the printer. And so we didn't get, if I would have known what I know today, I could have gotten it back. I wanted to get at least get pictures and talk to Hank Jr. That was really the only main person I really wanted to talk to. And we didn't get to do that. This year, we've already talked to the people in charge, and they're like, just bring your passes from next year. Last year, you'll be good from the moment you get it. You are family now. You are part of the Full Throttle. So once again, we're going to do a lot more stuff with the Full Throttle again this year. People always ask, why do you do things the way you do? Well, the reason we cover what we do is because it's all about
Who gives us access?
That's right. So, like, for instance, I have a gentleman that he might be on tonight that has asked me about the AIM show expo that we're going to next week. He's got a list of probably almost everybody that's there. I probably got at least 30 or 40 people he wants interviewed. He wants to see their products and see what's new and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I told him. I said, well, first of all, do you know any of these people? And he's like, well, no. I said, well, I'm going to tell you the way this works. There's 400 people there. 400 booths are there. We aren't even going to hit 100 of them because there just isn't that much time in the days we're there. So it starts on Wednesday. It's over on Friday. So you only have so much time that you're there. Plus, we already have things set up with certain people already. Turn 14, we've got something to set up with. We've got Indian. We got a whole bunch of different people we've already got stuff set up with to discuss with and talk with already. So that's not counting my other time. I could end up spending 3 or 4 hours just with one of those people if they're really giving us good information.
Or we could go to some of those people like he wanted us to go to, and they won't give us the time of day, or come back in an hour.
What ends up
Come back in 3
happening
hours. Come back
usually
tomorrow.
at most of these places, and it even happens at rallies that we're at. We'll tell them who we are, get a free plug, doesn't cost you anything. Oh, person that can talk on the internet isn't here today. Can you come back tomorrow at any particular time? No, just stop by. So we stop by sometime the next day or two, and oh, he went to lunch. Well, how long will he be back soon? I don't know. So I wait a little longer. We come back another time.
Oh, he left already. Now he's not at this.
And then I
anymore.
call 3 strikes. You're out. You're done. You have lost any access to us anymore. I have no wish to even come back to your business.
This guy says he didn't know what happened to us. He wasn't getting any notifications. He had to go and find us and re-add us again.
It is. I've lost just in this week, I've lost 10 subscribers. And it's not like you're going in there and clicking it. What YouTube does to us is they look at you and say, they haven't watched Bob and Tam in a long time. They must not want them anymore. Boop, take them away. So you should always go back. If you're on there now, you should look and see if you subscribe and hit that, or unsubscribe and rescribe again. Because somehow this happens, and it happens to us too. Because
there's people we used to watch all the time. It's like, whatever happened to them? Fortunately, one of them just died. Anyway, but I mean, we don't. It's like, oh yeah, well, he'll look them up, and you're like, yeah, they're still doing videos, but we don't get notified anymore.
So, but what the YouTube does is it looks at, like me. I had trouble with my truck, so I had all these videos have been popping up about my truck. Well, I'm done with it, but they're still popping up. So if I write about something, I'm looking for a transmission jack. So now I'm getting all this stuff on transmission jacks, which I wasn't even going to YouTube to ask. Main seals leaking on a Mustang. So I pulled the transmission. Do it up in the air. So I got to talk to the company and see if we can get a deal. And it's actually somebody we know. So that's how we do things. So when we go to someplace, for instance, you might say, why don't you do kickstands in Sturgis? Okay, we know Joey, his wife's name.
Kim.
Very nice people.
Neither one will go on camera.
That's right. Kim can't because of her work. She's supposed to be working from home, so we'll leave it at that. And so she can't come on anytime during the route. So Joey doesn't really they say he will talk because he gets on Facebook and talks and all this stuff, but he won't. So once again, we've gone in there a couple of times and tried to talk to him, and we're done. If they want to talk to us, they're more than happy to send me an email and say, hey, Bob and Tam, can you guys come the Monday before the rally and sit down with us and we'll do a talk with you guys? Sure. Other than that, no. We're going to come in and we're going to go there. We'll go there before the rally. They have a really good, chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried chicken.
Yeah. Really, really good that they have before the rally. Now they're charging during the rally. I don't know if they're doing it this year or not. Last year, they were charging from 5 o'clock on. You had to pay to get in, even to eat. Besides paying to eat, you got to pay to get in. They were charging for the bands. So we didn't go down there at all during the rally. We're not going to pay to see anybody. So the second thing is we look at, so that's one place. Another place is the buffalo chip. So you'd say, man, you guys used to give us so much great information about buffalo chip and you really don't talk about them anymore. Well, Damon, which is Rod's son, Woody, son, he now pretty much is the operations manager or whatever you want to call him. He's kind of in charge of the event now. He plans everything, does everything. So we're supposed to deal with him. Well, he really doesn't talk to anybody. He talks a little bit and that's it. He really is.
Once we're there, he'll go on camera, schedule an appointment, and he'll talk to us. Very nice, very cordial, and quiet a little bit. But Rod was kind of like that when we first met him too. So Damon's a different person.
Well, Rod, we got to where we kind of worked because we talked to Rod the very first year we started doing this. And we worked every year we got a little more brave and more things and started talking. But Rod used to we could call Rod up. She used to talk to him every week. Get him on the phone. He would say, okay, Wednesday, we're going to announce XYZ band's going to be playing. And we're like, okay, what time is that going to come out? Check with Cody. I think it's going to be 7 o'clock our time. So we check with Cody and he says, yep, 7 o'clock. I said, okay, at 7:05, our video will come out talking about it. Cause that way we can already have the video made. We don't have to because what happens with YouTube is if we don't put a video, like the video, if I put a video out tomorrow morning, you probably won't be notified on it because it takes YouTube 24 to 48 hours for them to figure out you even made a video. So even though you put the time, you're going to put it out and everything else. How shorts work, I don't know. I don't know why you can do a short right now and it can go pretty good. I don't understand the difference, but it is what it is. So that's one of the things. So in Damon's case, we've kind of reached out a couple times and told him last year we talked to him about, to give us a heads up, we worked with your dad. We never gave out any information. So we get that. I thought we know a lot of things that are going on in this industry that you'll never know because we believe in
confidentiality.
Yeah, that's right. And we also believe in, we know some things that have happened that we've filmed that would have probably got a million stupid stuff that somebody screwed up. They did something wrong. And we were just happened to be there with the camera running. Oh yeah, I could have put that out. I probably would have went viral. Probably would have made thousands of dollars on that video. But probably what would have happened the next year that we would have got there, they would have said, off the property. Kind of happened to the guy that, Cycle Drag. He did that thing on that drunk guy. He filmed him all. And I don't care what his story is. You shouldn't have filmed the drunk guy to start with. That's your first problem you did. You're stupid. You should have never done that. You're clickbaiting people. You're doing stuff just like talking bad about the cops and all this stuff. They do this to rile you up to where you'll click on it. And just like all these stupid AI videos that are coming out and people are going nuts on them. These guys are don't even know if they're guys. Could be foreigners, could be whatever they are. It's funny now, if you watch these AI videos, a lot of them will have a little quick thing. It's so quick. You see like a blue screen with a bunch of writing on, but you can't read it. I stopped one of those and it basically said, I'll tell you real short. This is a bunch of BS, but we're going to tell you anyway. And then if you go down in their comments, they've got it all written out that this is just factual stuff that we found on the internet. So if you have any problem with it, you need to go after the sources we found. But yet 100,000 people are going on these videos and these guys are making $2,000, $3,000 off of videos that aren't true. So you really need to look at a video and decide if it's on Sturgis, if it's on Harley Davidson, or if you see a lot of pictures and you never really see the person talking and they talk excellent. They don't make any mistakes. They never say so or anything like that. That's an AI video. Quit watching them. This is what's ruining it because I am this close to saying screw all this and make AI videos because I could make $100,000 a year making AI videos and never have to leave the garage, never have to leave home. And you guys will buy everything that they say because you're all doing that. I catch her all the time. I can hear the voice. That's AI. Turn that crap off. Quit listening to it. Even if it is true, you're ruining the industry because it's getting to be where everybody's spending so much time watching these stupid AI videos that you don't really know the truth anymore. you assume that, oh, the CEO of Harley Davidson is playing with goats or whatever the morons are saying, and you're like, wow, can you believe he's doing that? No, because he really isn't doing.
You got to watch Chat GPT too, because our daughter said she was looking something up, trying to get some information. And she's like, that doesn't seem right. And so she said, if you look down or scroll, whatever she did, she said, where did you get this information from? And it said, well, this may not be true. This is kind of what we consider the outcome to be. And it's like,
So a lot of times when you ask this, just like asking Siri or asking Alexa or whatever you're asking,
hey Google.
Yeah, that they're only giving you the information that they have on their hand. They're not saying that this is true. So that's the problem with all of this stuff. And it's like, what we've always tried to do is we've always tried to get the right information. If sometimes when we say something, we say, this isn't factual for sure, but this is what we're hearing. And we're not going to give you our sources because we have dealerships call me and tell me stuff. I have corporate people call me and tell me stuff. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus because once again, if I end up saying, well, Joe Schmuck here from Harley Davidson, it's the vice president of gave me all this information, then somebody might call up and say, hey, this guy's feeding this YouTuber a bunch of information. Well, the next thing you know, they check his phone records or his emails and find out he does, and the guy gets fired or gets in trouble, or I get banned, then nobody can ever talk to us again. So we take great pride in staying at that level, that we would rather have a good relationship with, if it's Teddy Morris, if it's Red Rock Harley Davidson, if it's the SEMA show, if it's but maybe we're not, we don't have those 100,000 views that you see during the rally because we're not out there making fun of the cops or look at this, look what they're doing. They're hassling this guy, man. Can you believe that? Hey, man, that ain't right. Well, first of all, he didn't even tell you that the guy was drunk. He couldn't even stand up and hold the bike up. That's his first problem. That's why he got pulled over. Nobody gets pulled over for no reason at all at a rally. They have to have a probable cause. Now, there is different things. You could have no mirrors on your bike. You could have a headlight out. You could have a tail light out. You could have your license plate bent up. They can't see it. A probable cause. We've been going to rallies. We've probably been going on our 7th year. We probably have been to more motorcycle rallies than anybody else in the United States. I don't even care if you've been going to Sturgis rallies for 40 years. We've probably done, the first year we did 21 rallies. So we've probably been up to, some of them are the same ones over. We've probably been over 100 rallies. Probably more than that. Well, you figure the first year was 21 or 28, whatever it was. And so we're doing 12 or 15 every year now. Plus the extra things that we pick up, motorcycle events and stuff like that, SEMA and all the different things that we do. So not saying that makes us any better or any worse or anything else, but it's we see things that not everybody else sees. And now since we do this, we are actually now feels like we're sitting back and we're looking through a window and we're seeing what's going on. So when we talk about the police and all this stuff, we see that. There was a guy, which I've told the story a couple of times. There was a guy down in Daytona, and this one YouTuber's out there, and it's a guy on a trike, had big old veteran flag, a POW, and he had an American flag on the other side. He only had one leg. He had a prosthetic. Yeah, he had one of those legs on, and the cops had him over there, pulled over, and he's over there. Look at that! This guy. The cops are hassling this veteran and all this. Failed to tell you, we were standing there while it was happening. The guy came down the street on his trike. It was kind of army green, and he's revving up the bike. Wah, wah, wah. Cop stepped out there. Stop. Do that. Stop it. Did a U-turn, came right back down Main Street again. Wah, wah, wah. Cop went out there again. This is my last time. I'm not going to tell you again. I went down, turned around, came back from Main Street Bar. Boot Hill, coming back this way. That's where this fine YouTuber catches it. Goes, pull it over. Here he comes to the camera. Hassling this guy. Once again, he was warned by the police officer. I don't care if you're a veteran. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're Joe Blow. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I really don't care who you are. Senator, whatever it is. If you've been told by a police officer to stop doing what you're doing, me, if I would have been that cop or been there, I'd have said, haul his ass to jail. Guys, that's stupid. You don't know how to listen. Simple instructions. You shouldn't be riding a motorcycle. Shouldn't be driving at all. I mean, honestly, most people that get tickets bring it on themselves. And we have stood there on Main Street in Daytona, because that's the best place to watch, and seen the cops pull I don't know how many people over and never wrote a ticket. There's one guy, which he should have got a ticket. Crotch rocket, full throttle. We're holding our ears. We were at the old Peanut and George's,
Peanuts.
and everybody was like that. It's like, dude, turn it down. Well, I think he thought we were all pumping him up. This female cop walks up behind the kid, taps him on the shoulder. He jumps like he's scared, and she goes, "You want a ticket?" He's like, "Oh." She says, "Stop it!" And she just stood there behind him as he rode off. And but I mean, why was he doing it? What is he trying to prove? I say that about Daytona, especially. Daytona is the worst one for being a show-off rally. We used to have it over here in Laughlin, Nevada. We had a great bike week there. And towards the end, that's what happened there. The cops would sit on our main drag, Casino Drive. And as people pulled out of the parking lots, they pull them over one by one and do DUI test on them. Yes, that is possible, but I do not see that at other rallies. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a cop out there that thinks he's Clint Eastwood, or he thinks he's
Dirty
Barney
Harry.
Five, or whatever he thinks he is, that isn't going to be out there to try to hassle you and write you tickets and stuff like that. That is possible. But we see, like on Daytona on Main Street, I have never, out of all 6 years we've been doing this, I have never seen anybody that got pulled over that didn't deserve at least to be talked to. So leave it at that. But that's one of my pet peeves is we have never been pulled over during the rally. Never. Out of all these rallies we go to, yes, I've revved my bike up at times, but I'm not going to rev it up going down Main Street. If I'm going down the A1A and I come
Going
up,
through a tunnel, something
yeah,
like that.
or you pull up along a couple of your buddies and you do a little bit of that at a stop sign or something. But I mean, you're not, I'm not whopping it up. You give it a little bit, but there's not a bunch of people around you. And people do it on main streets because they're showing off. And everybody says the same things. When people do that, I always look at the people around us and I always say, and I ought to put this on camera. What do you think of that? And they all say the same thing. Those are effing retarded. Or they're stupid, or they're show offs, or they got nothing between their legs, or whatever their excuse. They always got something they want to say about that. So if you're that person revving your bike up or trying to smoke your tire on Main Street, remember, everybody is laughing at you. Because it's the same thing. We just seen a guy the other day pulling a wheelie down on a dirt bike down the road here by us. What do we think? That guy's a moron. We're watching in the rearview mirror to see if the guy falls over. And because he had no helmet on, and he's on a little dirt bike and doing stupid stuff. And it's why? What are you proving? There's plenty of places you can go and do burnouts at. There's burnout pits and stuff like that you could actually win something. And people are out there applauding. Yeah. Because you're in a controlled situation. Nobody's going to get hurt. But I mean, I always say the same thing. You're in Sturgis. You're revving your bike up like that. What happens if you're in between that first and neutral, and you're revving the bike up? Or maybe you're holding the clutch in, you're revving the bike up, and your hand slips. You fly into the crowd and you kill somebody. Now, how do you? Just ruins your life. You ruin the people that you killed, their life for the rest of their life. Doing stupid. It's bad enough you did something stupid and got hurt. But when you hurt other people, can happen. Same thing with exhaust. You could blow a muffler, blow the insides out of the muffler, and the guy behind you could end up getting crap, which we've had crap fly out of people's exhaust when we've been on streets like that and people are revving them up. Like, dude, you don't
even like at speeds when they're doing the dyno. There's a big sign that says, "Do not stand behind the bike," because you never know what can fly out of the back of your exhaust. Because they're wrapping it out there.
Tire to blow. And so it's just like I say, I'm getting off on all this and you're not pissing everybody off. But I mean, it's just when we go to rallies, 90% of the people are the best people in the world. I always said one of the reasons we love going to rallies. We meet so many of you. I've got so many that's already emailed us and sent things and said, I hope we get to see you here. Hope to see you. But right now, that's what I said. We're doing the AIM Expo. That's next week. And then we're at the end of the month, we are going to be down at the Mecum auction, hopefully getting some bikes, depending on the money. If you want to just donate money, you can always donate money too, to help us buy some bikes. And so we'll be talking about that when we bring the bikes home, tell you what we got and all that kind of cool stuff. And then after that, we're getting ready for Daytona. So we fly into Daytona and we fly out of Daytona. Then we're going to go do Arizona Bike Week. this year, Arizona Bike Week. We're going to have somebody coming on Arizona Bike Week next week, tell you something exciting. But one of the cool things about Arizona Bike Week, if you've been there before, Westworld is not going to charge you during the day to see the vendors anymore. Only going to charge for the concert. So that's really cool. Great thing. Hopefully we'll get some new vendors coming in and more. Arizona Bike Week's kind of cool. I wouldn't come all the way probably from Florida to see it, but I mean, any of the states around here, it's kind of a cool thing. A lot of cool places. This year, we're going to get around to do some of the rides. There's some really cool little towns to go out and look at. And last year we didn't have any time to do it. It's just things didn't roll. This year we're going to be on the property. We're staying at the campground at Westworld. So if you want to stay with us, that's where we're going to be staying at Westworld. Hopefully we're going to get there the Saturday before if all goes well. They don't know what day they're going to let people start coming in, Saturday or Sunday. So we're going to get in right away so we can get there and we'll go over to Cave Creek. They start the weekend before. And we'll be over there and film some stuff over there. If you're going to come to Arizona Bike Week, let us know. We'll be there hopefully that whole week. Then we come back home and then we wait for Leesburg. So we fly in for Leesburg. We'll be there. We're getting a bike from Gator Harley. Yep. They're going to fix us up there. They gave us a great deal on that. So we're going to be there. There we're staying in a hotel. I think it's the Best Western. So then right after that, we head over to Panama City. We'll be over in Panama City right away. Probably Monday, we'll be showing up in Panama City. Wednesday is when it starts. So we'll be over there that whole week. We're hoping Harley Davidson to use a demo. We're going to call them too. Have something by the first of the year.
They would have their schedule out.
Not, we'll be in a car. So from there, we go to Orlando and then we fly Tuesday after the rally. We're going to go to Orlando. We'll be there Monday. Tuesday morning we leave and we're flying into Myrtle Beach. So we'll be in Myrtle Beach that Tuesday before it starts.
Cinco de Mayo day.
And we'll stay all the way till the next Tuesday after the rally's over, Monday or Tuesday. We fly back home. So then we're home until
Jeffrey Pope's birthday.
Till we head to Sturgis. We'll be leaving in Sturgis around the first week of June to be in Sturgis. I think we're looking at like around the 9th or something. I think we're going to get there somewhere on that way. It takes about 3 days. No big. So we'll see how that. So we're there for the 9 weeks of there. And then after that, we will see about Ocean City. That's still not finalized. And Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is not finalized yet. Those two, we don't know what's going on with those yet. We will find out. And we have no airline tickets or nothing planned yet for that. So, yeah. So there's our plans for right now. If you want to catch us at any of those events, I do not have a schedule for anything yet. A lot of people will say, what do you got scheduled for Daytona? I don't know yet. Because a lot of times we don't even know what's going on yet. We don't have a lowdown. Daytona is one of these places that really don't get down till after January. They'll start making the plans, the bands and all that kind of stuff.
Well, sometimes it's like the week before. I mean, we've stopped in Iron Horse and said, do you have your band schedule up? Not yet. It'll be coming up soon. You can check the website. The week before.
And so that's it. That's the way it is. It is what it is. That's the way rallies are. I look at these all the time. These people got a whole year to plan stuff and they piddle around to the very, very bitter end.
And I said, have you seen any videos where a bunch of YouTubers get together and try out new release Harleys? Any chance you guys could get in on that?
No, they don't invite us.
And some of them are like right out here in Arizona. One was in California.
Her two wheels that got to go to this last one. We have never, I don't know what it takes. I don't know what. We're about to get some information.
You too, Neil. Happy New
hopefully
Year.
soon. That Biketoberfest paid for us to. Well, actually, they paid for some advertising. They didn't even pay us to come down there. They paid us to advertise. But for what they ended up giving us for the advertising, I thought, that pays for the airline ticket and a car rental. And Teddy gave us a place to stay, and we've got hooked up with Motorcycle at Midwest Cycles. And it's like, let's just go and see what happens. It's tough for 4 days because we haven't been used to being there that short a time. But it didn't cost us anything. So I was like, let's just go and do that. Where I was.
How about getting in with Harley Davidson?
Oh, so I don't know. We've tried. When we first a couple of years ago, Harley kind of reached out to us and said they wanted to do some stuff with us, and we talked to them. They ended up giving me a bike. We did it a couple of years ago in Daytona. We took that bike and rode down to the Cape and back. Well, ended up being one of the other YouTubers we know riding the Ozarks. Him and his wife ended up getting the bikes for the whole week. Got to ride different bikes. And they would only barely give us it for one day. Well, then when we brought it back, they're like, "You want a bike for tomorrow too?" I'm like, "No, I already got plans of crap to do. I don't need your bike just to put around town. I got my own bike." And so we're waiting. I don't know what it takes. I don't know. Now we just met somebody today that has a really good friend because we were talking about our 501, our veteran, and she's real big in the veteran. She does a lot of food drives and
Because they're
in Lake Havasu, there's over 40 homeless veterans living on the street. So
they
they're
do a lot of work with
yeah,
them.
they get blankets and water and all the stuff from the businesses, and then they distribute this stuff to their business and for free. She does all this. And so she told me that she used to work for Harley Davidson. And we were saying what we were doing and stuff. She says, maybe I can help you. I have one of my good friends is a big executive at Harley Davidson.
Correct.
Maybe I can get you some stuff from Harley. And I said, oh, brand new bike. But she said, maybe some parts and stuff. Well, most of the time, I don't know if we're going to get bikes we haven't got anything 2014 or newer yet, which is not saying we won't. Other than that, you can't really get parts from Harley Davidson on any parts. But we'll see what she does. Hopefully she'll do. She might even be on tonight. And because she subscribed today. And she said, I'll watch you guys. And so we've tried with Harley. But see, they always give us the marketing. And that seems to be the problem when we deal with a lot of the places we deal with. Harley Davidson, like Teddy Morris. Teddy is a great guy. We've met him. He's like, whatever you guys need, I'm all for you. But you need to go through my marketing at the dealership.
Or the GM.
Yeah. So if you don't have a good relationship with them, or they're like, I don't know. Well, see, we're back to the I don't know. If I get 3 I don't knows, I don't need you. I can deal with my vendors. We do that pretty much. There's a couple of dealerships. Panama City Beach is one. Myrtle Beach is another one. I get along with their sales department, but their marketing department isn't worth a darn. Both of those, we have way more subscribers even on our Facebook page than they do. So their YouTube is nothing. But they look at us when we come in and we talk to them the first time. They're like, "Oh, we have a YouTube channel." 100 people. You don't have a YouTube channel. We try to remind all the dealerships this all the time that your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, or your TikTok, or whatever the hell you got, the people you have that's on there, who are they? Customers. You don't have somebody like me that wants to buy a motorcycle, or I'm thinking about one, go to TikTok and look to see where the closest dealership is to me. You're going to stop in someplace and talk to somebody, or you might go on the internet and see what their prices are or something like that. But you're not going to go in and say, well, let me go to TikTok or go to YouTube. And, you might do that before you buy and say, hey, is there any satisfied customers? Did somebody bitch about these? But so other than that, you don't know. So when we go in there and I tell them, I said, well, the difference between our channel is, which this has been proved, I guess that's where I was going, was we were put up against 4 other YouTubers. And one of them, I mentioned her name a minute ago. All of these people have over 150,000 subscribers. And one of them had almost 600,000 subscribers. With the videos we put out, we didn't know they put this little barcode. When you went to their app that they had to show you all that great stuff that we were talking about, they were tracking us, tracking them.
Tracking you. So many people came from us.
We blew everybody away. Little channel with 32,000 or whatever we have subscribers blew them away. Well, the difference between us is, which we found out, I'm doing to redo the videos this year different. We're going to go back to what we did originally. Motorcycle rally. When we're at a rally, it's all content. We're not going to show you. We're not going to do what I've tried, because the people that come to our channel, 99% of them are coming to see that rally. That the people that are watching Daytona have no idea, which I get that all the time. I get somebody that will come on my channel in Daytona and say, you guys ever think about going? And I say, no, sure just sucks. Never go there. Never been there. And ain't never going. Because apparently they don't watch the channel. So, but I get that once in a while. I can get somebody like that who'll say, we're going to Myrtle Beach. We're going to Leesburg. Well, the idea is because they didn't see us till that video. Like I had a guy, one of the guys that were on the drawing that come up here actually found us on TikTok. So he had no idea until he seen us on TikTok that we had a YouTube channel, and he linked the two together. So really we are, people will say, Professional Monkey, he says it, and there's a lot of other people out there say that if you really want to know anything about rallies, you got to talk to them. Because Bob and Tam are the ones that know everything that's going on. Maria's bandanas.
Oh, Eli.
Eli. He always tells people the same thing. Talk to Bob. Talk to Bob. He'll give you your answers. Write him a question. I don't know. But because we're the only ones that are out here doing what we do. There's a lot of people that try to imitate us. There's people that have tried to do what we do, but they end up figuring out this is too much work. And we do. We work the whole rally. But what we like is people always think is, why do you do what you do? Well, a couple things. One, she's probably the biggest one more than anything else. She loves to meet people, loves to talk to people. I like to talk to people that know about motorcycles or talk about something. I'm normally, if you would have met me 7 years ago at a motorcycle rally, I wouldn't talk. We stood at the bar, say, what am I drinking? Soda. Where you guys from? Is too much was, wasn't it? Very few words. Most people don't. My sister and stuff has no idea how I do what I do. Because probably my sister, which is older than me, 7 years older than me, I probably have said 12 words to my sister in like. When I was a kid, my sister never talked to me. Never talked to her. They hated when they had to watch me. Brother was the same way.
If they had you riding one of those new 26 CVO Street Glide Limiteds, that may spur him into buying one.
Now, we've been approached by Eagle Rider a couple years ago. Last year, they were going to sponsor us for all the rallies, give us a bike and let us do all that. Well, about a month before the rally, they decided last minute, oh, sorry, we can't do that. But they said, if you ever want to come in and take a bike out for a couple of days, because they got a big place up in LA. And if you guys want to take out like one of the brand new CVOs and take it out and ride it, and for the weekend, we can set that up for you. No problem whatsoever. Well, we don't. Like this weekend, we were just there for Christmas, and it was cold and rainy. And so I told her, I said, well, we could have brought our helmets and rode in the rain. So we didn't bring our helmets. And so yes, we could be doing some stuff like that. We're going to talk to Harley about getting us a bike for our Daytona, not for Daytona, but for Panama City. What I look at when we do what we do is one, this could be part of the problem, is I speak my mind. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you it sucks. You know, some of these people that are riding the motorcycles and going out on these rides are telling you all this great stuff that's going on it. Now, they might have been paid to go. They might have been comped on their expenses. They don't have to tell you how they got there, what they're doing, how they got invited there. Like I say, we had one just 90 miles right here by Las Vegas. They were out in last year. And we called up and said, you know, you could have invited us down the road. But I don't know why some get what they do. But I think some of these YouTubers that are getting motorcycles, new ones, aren't buying them. I think Harley's giving them those. I don't have any proof of that. That's just my opinion. Some of these people have spent a bunch of money. Usually it always goes back to the Harley dealer to get work done. Everything's done at the Harley dealer. You know, other than my first oil change at the Harley dealer, going in for warranty work, normally don't get anything done at a Harley dealer. Bought a battery from there before.
Oh, bike, when you traded in, you got new pads and
that was
oil
warranty.
change.
It was warranty.
The pads were?
Oh, no, because the bike was already in there and needed to pay. I had an oil change done because we were going to go on a ride. That time I wasn't changing the oil myself. But I either find an independent dealer. I'm not paying $200 labor. And so most of the time I either did stuff for myself or I found a good place to have it done. I just didn't pay. It's like taking my new cars to the dealership. The only reason I go into the dealership for the oil changes and stuff like that is because I've heard in the past that if you have like 100,000 mile warranty on your vehicle from the manufacturer, you know, afforded extended warranty for the preferred car you bought, the little trucks that way, that you want them because there it's 5 years or 50,000 miles, something. But I take it back. Well, the last time I did, but normally I take it back to the dealership. That way, if they ever say, well, you didn't change the oil enough, or you should have done this, you should have done that, show me on the sheet that they recommend. Your dealer. So it's to cover my butt for warranty. But for oil changes, for Harley, I never had any trouble with warranty work. Most of the time, it was that extended warranty that wasn't a. Extended warranties are not through Harley Davidson. It's through an outside company. It's called ESP. That's who's the warranty is. You can take it to any freaking motorcycle shop you want. They always say they have to be certified mechanics. No, they don't. Any guy that's got a shop, It's got a business thing out front and got a name on the front of it, says motorcycle repair. You can take your bike there. They have to call in the warranty. They approve it. If they want to come out, like on my bike, my first bike that I bought, Harley, ended up needing a new motor put in it, or basically overhauled it. They came out and looked at all the parts, which these guys don't know what they're looking at anyway. So there, they warranted all the stuff. But what I did was I paid the extra for the performance parts and they put them in for free. Because it was already with the warranty, putting it in. So that's how I got my first bike with all the work that I wanted done to it. That's how I got it. Got that done. So there's, I don't know where. I'm thinking too far ahead. When people get on it. Holy smokes, not bad. We actually had the best live ever on the bike giveaway last. I actually made, you might think, well, that's not very much money. I made $78. Jennifer Dupiters. And I guess because a lot of people were staying on to see who won. And we didn't have that many people on, but I think because they stayed on.
Happy New Year, but it was not
Yeah,
doing well.
it was making her.
This one still, can you see?
Yeah.
Looks like I got a hole in
I don't
my
know
head.
what's going on. The green screen. I wanted to do it at the shop, but she didn't want to do it. I want to be able to go to bed after. We're not staying up to. Get up tomorrow. I got to work in the garage. Tomorrow I got to change my oil in my motorcycle. I don't have any AMS oil. I put regular oil in it. And then I put a new filter. I want to take off. I've always had the filter that you cleaned, and I'm going to take that off and put a regular oil filter. I've got a bunch of those fit a lot of the old B twins. A lot of those filters are exactly the same. So I got like 3 of them when I used to do my own oil changes. So I'm going to take the one off, cleanable one, and put a regular
Paper
aftermarket filter on, paper one. Put that on there, put fresh oil in it, and clean up. I never did a really good, if you go to Daytona, you really should do a really good cleanup on your bike when you get done with that salt air. Anyway, Myrtle Beach, any of that. It's really, on the East Coast, the salt is really bad. On the West Coast, we don't have that. You can ride your bike up and down the PCH every day, and you'll never get the corrosion that you get out on the East Coast or on the Gulf. That's just crazy how it's so much more saltier over there than it is on the West Coast. Crazy. Now, if it all works out right, is next year we will finally do that big ride. We'll probably do a lot more rides if we're not doing the East Coast, doing rides that you'll be more than happy to be invited to come along with us. I want to do my PCH ride from Malibu up to Oregon, or maybe even go to Washington. Who knows? But it's a great lighthouse, all the great things. When I do a ride, like if you guys watch Two Lane Change, I don't know what those guys are called. They show you a lot of riding, which is great. And they stop at a bar. They never stop at any of the cool places to stop at. And there's so many cool things that, like if we took over Route 66, I want to stop at the teepees. I want to stop at the old restaurants. I want to stop at the old places. That's why I said if I ever did a Route 66, I'd probably need at least 30 days to ride it. Because I might only ride a mile and hang out there all day to check out like Slegman. You could spend all day in Slegman. You could eat at the Roadkill diner there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to eat there. I was going to ask that guy the other day. You see that guy had a jacket on, said Roadkill on it. I was going to say, hey, how good is the food there? And it's stepping back. I wished I lived back in a different time. I would have loved to have been in the 30s. Loved to have been a gangster. And I look at things like to live in the Old West too. Would have liked to have gone across the United States on first wagon. I think that would have. And I would like to live back in the 50s and the 60s and really enjoyed Route 66. So much stuff is gone. And so much of the road is gone.
I wrote it.
Yeah, but you have no idea. And you don't remember any of it. And but I mean, there's so much. When people always say, well, I love to go to Italy. I love to go there. I said, there's so much cool stuff to see in America. Like right here, I want to go to Arches Park in Utah. There's a whole bunch of places I could spend a whole 2 weeks in Arches, but you want to go there like spring. It gets hot and it gets really cold there too. So, but if we weren't doing motorcycle rallies, we would be doing that, which would change the channel a lot. It would get into more of doing that. I thought my buddy Art,
Excellent Adventures,
which I don't know if my buddy Art is my buddy anymore. Might just be an acquaintance. You're on, Art. We don't know what happened to you. You're dead. Sorry to see you go. But I keep calling my buddy. I don't know if he's my buddy anymore. I don't know anything about him anymore. I would keep saying I'm going to call him one of these days. And but every time I call him, I've tried to meet up with him a couple times when we're in the area, and he always blows me off. He's retired, so he's got no place to go. So I don't know if he's at the point where he don't want anything to do with me anymore. That's fine. I'm okay with that. because I'm one of these people. I've never had a lot of friends, close friends. I've always had actually the one guy that I thought was really my best friend, he was my best man for our wedding. He was never my best friend. He was just an acquaintance that I had when I was in. My
First
best
grade.
friend died and never realized till right before he died, he was really my best friend. He knew everything about
So Jeff's still sick too.
That ain't no good. You go to the hospital,
He's been
urgent care.
a couple
Tell,
times this year. He's
tell him
been
that.
sick.
What's that medicine we were just talking about
Oh,
today?
I don't know if you're coughing or not, but it's called Good Lungs or Clear Lungs, one of the two.
You can find it in a natural store.
Yeah, and you can get it
Amazon.
on Amazon too.
Don't go with UPS mail.
No.
So
Go there.
so there's where we're gonna go. We'll see how this year goes. I'm getting to the point where just like a lot of you, there's somebody I just talked to the other day that did Sturgis last year for the first time. Well, they're not gonna do it this year. They're gonna do it, wait and do it another year. Which we didn't go every year. When we first started riding motorcycles, going to the Sturgis rally, we didn't go every year. I don't think we ever even went 2 years in a row. We might have, but probably not. Because you want to do other things.
Clear Lungs.
Take a whole bottle, not once.
No, but the 30 days.
Yeah.
I think you take two.
She needs
twice
to
a
get
day.
one. You need to put that on the list.
Add it to cart.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if it gets lost because it's not in a hurry for it. Don't need it yesterday.
Yep.
This other bag is your Christmas present that I ordered a surprise for you. And here it is. It showed up today, and I ordered it on the 21st. They said it would be here before Christmas.
Lied.
But today, a little late. I didn't tell you about that then. That's something you really wanted.
Puppy.
Yeah, it's in that bag.
He told me when we got home, he says, your big surprise is at home. It's on the bed when we get home. And I said, a puppy? He's like, it'd be dead by the time we got home.
They had this thing at Home Depot. I went to Home Depot, for some stuff to spray the weeds. We have in the rocks. I don't spray it constant every 6 months. The weeds come up through the rocks. And it's just starting. So I said, I want to get that knocked down before what I'm thinking about it. So I
we
sprayed
came back from East Coast last year and was like, whoa.
Yeah, it looked like we had a jungle in our front yard. Neighbor had said he was almost going to come over and spray you. I said, you should have.
I'd have paid you.
So I forgot.
The Christmas present.
So, there we go. So we'll see how all that.
Oh, the Clear Lungs. I don't know. On my thing.
So I don't know if Professional Monkey's on tonight or not. He was going to do a New Year's Eve thing. That's why we kind of came on early. We're not staying on till midnight.
No. We've already been on an hour and a half.
Yeah. Within less than 2 hours, we're in this up. We just figured we'd come on for a short time, call everybody, let us know, hey, we're still alive. We're still kicking over here. We're going to try to get some videos out. Don't know if I'll have anything for tomorrow. I am working on a video for the cars, trucks, and tools. I'm working on that video right now for all my problems I had with my truck. We do have the video we did the other day of the lift. Got the new lift on there. Got an install lift. You ever thought about installing one? It's really not that bad. They're somewhat mechanically inclined. Wasn't that big. Definitely get 12-foot ladders. At least 10-foot ladders. I guess mine's 8 foot. At least a 10-foot. I was on the top shelf.
I was panicking. And then they had to load this heavy thing up and over their head on this ladder and get it on. Oh my gosh, it was nerve-wracking.
We didn't fall.
The first winner of the bike giveaway did not ever call us.
And he still got till this evening. I've looked through that. He never responded to any of my emails. I wrote him and said I wanted to know what state he was in. We did have a phone number. She called the number. We only called once. I'm going to call back at a house. Called, left a message, said, you're the winner. I'd sent him emails, 2 other emails that asked for more information. He never responded to those. He may have passed away. I don't know anything about the guy. I don't know how old he is. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything. But to have called him, and so it looks pretty slim. So the second place winner, he has already contacted us, says he's got all of his information. Third place that's up, he says he's got all his information. So we're definitely giving the motorcycle away here real quick. Bad news is, that's why I was talking to. I was working on my motorcycle. I got to pull the starter off. I forget what the part's called in this. I'm bad with, about names. I'm bad about parts too. So inside the starter, there's a not the Bendix that comes out. There's a part inside that I think is going bad. I'm going to find out tomorrow. I'm going to pull the primary cover off and check that out. I'm probably going to put a starter in it. We're hoping that we can go to the
14.
turn 14 at the AIM Expo. They said they wanted to help us out. And we've kind of forgot about that until the show here. So we're going to see if they want to set us up because we got something that we can help them with. And so maybe we can scratch each other's back a little. Help us get this. So if I get a starter for $200 or $300 for free, I'll just put a whole new starter in. So I'll know tomorrow for exactly that's what it is. But we're going to go ahead and put a starter in. I got to drain all the oil back out of it. You just put all that new AMSO oil in it. I'm going to try to save it in a clean container and see how it looks. Looks all right. I'll put it back in. If not, we're just going to put regular oil back in it. Well, I guess I could call AMSO Adam, and he probably would send me a. But I'm also going to need to put some in the primary cover.
John?
Because on the starter on those, you have to take the primary cover off, pull out I think that's the first one that grabs the teeth. And there's a little C-clip on there. You got to pop that off, pull that out, and then the rest of the starter comes out of the back, and it's got a screw on it, bolt that you got to unscrew to make it to come out. So then you got to pull the battery out, which is already out now. And I'll put the battery in and do a battery test. I did get a tester for that. So I wanted to check and see what the draw was on it. But I'm pretty thinking when I open the primary cover, that's going to tell me that the gear is good on the primary. It's also going to tell me that the sprocket is that holds that. So that'll kind of tell me. And then I can hit it like that with the cover off. As long as it doesn't run very long, I've been watching it. That it'll be fine. Now I'm going to show you some of that in the video. I'll film some of the stuff. That'll show up on the Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventures. It'll show here. Actually, this video right now is on both channels. And it's also on our Facebook pages. Right now, you should get the full page. I got it fixed. I only figured it out at the last minute what happened. So you have to go into each one and change. So if I wanted to put TikTok, or we might try that later on, do TikTok and Amazon, put the links in there, and I can put it up and down, but then we're going to have to sit close. So we're not like
all they're seeing is the blank screen in between us.
Well, it's just seen you, and they've only seen half of me. You were here last week. I ended up deleting that one video. And then that way, if you came back and watched it again, you've seen the whole thing. So I finally figured out what happened.
That was a week ago today.
So finally figured out that. So that ended up being all right. Okay with it. New technology is always hard. So we got a bunch of cool stuff to still do. So this year with the rallies, we're going to go back and give you what's going on. What's going on in these rallies. Now, Tam's not going to be doing like the breaking news of telling you each day what's going on, because those never did turn out. People weren't really, most people, two things are going on when you come to a back. The build up of the Sturgis rally, you're watching everything we're doing to get ready. Once you get to the rally, typically you're not watching as many videos as you would if you were sitting at home because you're out having fun. Now, we've had some subscribers that actually have watched the video. They'll watch the video we did yesterday out tonight, and they'll go and do. They're always a day behind us. They're watching what we did the day before. And that's how they're doing what they're doing. So we're going to do more videos like that. Now, building up to Sturgis, we'll show you all the cool stuff that's coming on, things that we find out. But in some cases, like we were saying before, some places will not give out any information. I don't know if they don't know. I don't know if they trying to pull something out of their butt. I don't know what they're trying to do. We quit trying to figure people out, especially when we deal with this kind of stuff that we do. We try to go out and give you some great information. If you hear something new that's going on, we like to go try to check that out. But I mean, if it's something that's 100 miles away, we're not going. We're not doing Topless Tuesday anymore. You've seen that, done that. We're done with that. You want to go out there and have fun, fight the traffic back. Good luck not getting a ticket there because they know everybody coming out of there is drunk. So if you're weaving around at all, there's probably, last I heard, there's been more people have accidents or deaths coming out of there heading back Sturgis than usually the rest of the rally. See, that's not in the same county, in the same state. So it doesn't count in Sturgis deaths.
Sturgis numbers.
Yeah. So I'm like, some of our other YouTuber friends go out there. We're just done with it. We've done that. It's really the same crap show every year. It is what it is. You want to go out and see a bunch of boobs, go ahead and go. But it's like they almost say it's like a sausage factory, sausage fest. And that's about what it is. And if you're not there by 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, wait till 2 or 3 before it starts, you're not even going to be anywhere near close. Yeah, there's some girls walking around out in the crowd and
By the
stuff.
time
But,
you get parked, if you don't show up till like 1 or 2, it'll be almost over before you get in.
and it is what it
Crazy.
is. If that's what you want, that's great. There's a lot of what t-shirt contests and stuff that's going on in town, stuff like. We don't do as much on our Patreon channel anymore because we got to the point where we decided we didn't want to do nudity. If the girls got bikinis on and stuff, we'll show some of that kind of stuff like that. But not. We just decided we didn't want to be known. Uh, Maybe lose money. I don't make as much money on my Patreon as I used to. But you know, got to be accounted for everything at the end of the time. Kind of got away from that. Uh, so other than that, we're still going to try to give you out some great information. We hope that this will be a great year. It'd be great to end up the East Coast with some of this great stuff like this. Daytona, I think they're having an anniversary. Is it 85th?
I think
And it's cool.
they're like a year behind.
My favorite rallies along there is really Leesburg and Panama City. I really love those two rallies. But both of those are two smaller rallies or 4-day rallies. And if it wasn't that they were all back to back, Myrtle Beach, I really don't care about Myrtle Beach. But once again, that's our second best rally for people to watch. They want to see that crazy stuff going on at Suck Bang Blow. And it is fun. Beaver Bar, she really takes us into and gives us full access to everything there. We love Leslie that owns it. It's really good. And there's a lot of great places to eat in Panama City. We're staying with Steven again this year. Steven's a great guy. Got some great stories and stuff. And he knows a lot of people. Kind of cool. So it's kind of neat. And a lot of that's part of the fun of doing what we do is meeting you. I like to see new things all the time. But it is cool sometimes. Like when we go back to some of these restaurants and stuff, they're like walk in the door and they're like, hey, it's Bob and Tim. Hey guys, how's it going? And it feels good that people recognize us. Especially these businesses and stuff, they know who we are. The only
That's what
problem
we always tell people too. Make sure you tell them Bob and Tim sent you. You saw it on Bob and Tim. So
because
that way-
it's all about that. And we thought the little bit of sponsors we had weren't paying us hardly, and we thought that would be enough to justify the channel. And I should have really sat down and figured it out and said this really isn't paying for nothing. Barely does,
it helped.
pennies on the dollar.
It helped, but yeah.
Still, we spent up too much money. We got credit card debt right now that I probably have to get a loan to pay off, and 90% of it is from doing the rallies. And so, not complaining about it or anything like that. And but we put ourselves into what I put myself into is what I have to live. And so that's why we're looking at this is probably our last 2026 will be our last year post. Now we still may come back down for Oktoberfest if they want to sponsor us and stuff. And if we're going to go around to all our vendors this year, like Teddy Morris and a lot of these places like this, and tell them this is it. We're not coming back unless you want to do something different. Well, if you want to help us out a little better, make it more lucrative, I'd love to make some money off. We are going to get to where we're going to start doing my Amazon. I won't tell how I did this, but a lot of you helped us make a couple $100 off Amazon. First time. Ding! I opened up a check the other day.
We had that for
almost had a heart attack.
For I don't know, since we almost started it. They said, "Oh, you need to get an Amazon influencer account." Blah 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 blah. And we're like, "Okay."
And I might go on my Patreon channel or the private channel that we have and explain how this works. So I don't want to basically say how this works because I know everybody else will do what we're doing, and then we won't get it. But there's ways you can help us. If you're buying from Amazon, put our email up.
So John wants to know, he's got a buddy that wants to go to Sturgis, but he needs a 3-wheeler with all hand controls. Anybody
No.
that does that.
Oh, he wants to have it done? Or he wants to rent a bike like that?
Well, no, he wants to know where he can go to get one. Is that it? No, that's our website.
Okay. If you buy from Amazon, send us your email and say, I buy from Amazon. I want to know how I can help you without ever giving you a penny. And I will send you something that every time you go to Amazon, if you click this first, you will help us out. There it is. If you want to help us out and you're an Amazon person, email us and I can show you how you can help us.
Figure how to get something out on Temu and give it to Michael's school. Lots of time and money on Temu. So anyway, I don't know. I would call John. Some of you are maybe the VFW or Veterans Association in your area. You're a veteran. You should know some different organizations
give me your
and tell
phone.
them.
Give me a search.
And a lot of them will help vets.
Now,
try
is
to
he?
get.
Are you looking
He's a
for somebody?
paralegic.
Are you looking for somebody to give him a bike, or are you looking for somebody that can make him the bike and he's willing to buy the bike?
Who do you think might have a 3-wheel motorcycle with all hand, no foot controls for a paralegic? My buddy from high school wants to go to Sturgis with me this year in 2026.
Well, I'm assuming he wants to rent it because you could probably find one on Craigslist or eBay or something like that. There's probably somebody that has died or they're no longer able to ride the bike.
Hi, Janice.
Now, there is companies that will help you build one. Probably won't get it done before Sturgis.
See you next year, Dave.
You could have company to build you one before Sturgis, but you're probably looking.
Rent.
No, I don't know anybody. And I've had this question before asked me. I don't know anybody that rents bikes.
He is not ruled out buying one, but looking for a rent.
I don't think anybody rents. I've never heard of, none of the companies we know, Eagle Rider, nobody like that has anything that's set up for a quadriplegic. Because what ends up
Really?
happening is everybody's different. You might have a guy that needs just hand controls, but you might have somebody that can still use the right leg. So they just need everything that will work on the left side, that he can shift it from the top. So it's going to be built. A motorcycle like that is going to be built for the person that needs that job. It's not like buying a van that just has a lift on the back to lift your wheelchair in there. You're having to have something built for that. So my bet would be, which is what I was going to ask my phone. Where to find motorcycle trike.
Quad is all for you need to deals on those probably. Saw Danny Towns Custom build one, I think. I think I remember that too. Well, there was a guy that went on our first ride we did in Sturgis.
Yeah, we seen that one guy at one time that had the wheelchair. Like this might
Yeah.
have been this guy. Guy's in a Triumph with a wheelchair mount where he could ride the bike, had no seat in it, and he rode it that way. I see this guy's. But no, I don't know any place, and I've had that asked before.
He's been looking for more like a Can-Am or having a bike set up with a sidecar for his wheelchair.
Now I have seen that. I have seen stuff that, a wheelchair can be mounted on it.
But his name was
My best bet would be to go to eBay, or what you might try is one of these companies, these there's places that make the vans and stuff to where people can drive them without, we know.
Yeah, Kim.
What's her name?
Kimberly.
Uh,
And she's got she's paralyzed in both legs.
So we could maybe call her and see who did her van. Then call that company and say, do you know anybody that does motorcycles? That would be how you find out. You got to find somebody that's in that business. But I can tell you right now, you're probably never going to find one to rent. You could go on, there's that company that rents bikes, rent it from people.
Oh, yeah.
Rent, I don't know what that's called. Somebody will probably put it on here. But there's a place where you can rent from individuals. You might go on there and ask, could be somebody that's got one, that when they're not riding it, they want to help somebody else ride, have the opportunity to ride it. Your other choice is to call places. Like, for instance, call Indian Motorcycles, call Sturgis and talk to her name, lady that runs Sturgis Indian dealer.
Oh, Lauren.
call Indian Sturgis Motorcycle Dealer on Friday or Monday and ask for Lauren. Tell them we sent you and tell them what you're looking for. Next thing I would do is call somebody maybe like Black Hills Harley and talk to Mike at Black Hills Harley. Mike, what's his last name? Mahoney. Maybe he can tell you something that he might know. But to get people that are really good with the company, that they might be able to reach out, rentals probably not. But same thing, they might end up saying, hey, we got a guy that actually has one. He hasn't rode in a year or so. Maybe he'd be willing to do something for you. Maybe then you could talk to him and say, maybe you could rent it from that guy and say, hey, if he really likes it, he may buy it. I'll give you $1,000 for the week of riding it or whatever. And they might do that. So that would probably be my recommendation. Being Sturgis, that's why I picked Sturgis, because you said Sturgis. Pick the Indian dealer and pick Black Hills Harley and talk to those two people. If you need their information, you can email us and we'll give you their phone numbers and you can call them and talk to them.
I wonder
and
if
see what
those
they
people
recommend.
out there that those cabins do a lot of stuff. They have all special needs for veterans to come out there. I mean,
could
they may
come.
not have a motorcycle, but they might know somebody that could either get one or knows of
You
one.
try. So that's what we'd recommend. Call those two places. Let us know. If you need their phone numbers, you can go down here. We'll get you email us and we'll give you their phone numbers.
He's got my phone. I'll try some
And-
of the van companies right
And
now. And
because you want to pick, if you go to a Can-Am dealer, you want to go to somebody that's a really big Can-Am dealer, which knows, like Lauren. Lauren at the Indian dealer, she's talking to corporate all the time.
Black Hills Harley.
Black Hills Harley with Mike. Sonic is so big now. Good. If you were going to go down, I would give you somebody at Teddy Morris's to talk to if you were going to Florida. I'm giving you some of the best dealerships that we know that might be interested. There could be one other one. You could always call Vermont.
Wilkins.
Yeah.
It's in Bear, Vermont.
He might know. He's been in business forever. He might know something.
That's in Vermont.
Yeah, but I mean, he might be able to contact you with something that maybe they could, because if nothing else, if you could, I don't know. I'm just trying to, yeah. But I've had this question before that somebody wanted to rent a bike for one of the rallies, and I said, good luck. I have no idea where to go, because all the big companies don't deal with anything like that. And so, but I mean, we could maybe reach out to the Eagle Rider that we contact guy and ask them if they know anybody. They might have gotten calls like that. They may know somebody, but they're in LA. Their headquarters, Los Angeles.
Yeah, like they've got.
Well, I mean, they do, but I mean, I doubt if you would be going through them. They might be able to give you somebody they know do that. But we could reach out to that if she remembers to call.
Talk to Heavy too. I mean, he might be able to whip something up.
He doesn't have a trike anyway. On trikes. When I said we were going to do the Trike Fest, he says, I don't have any trikes here. I don't think he has a trike there. A motorcycle. A lot of extra work.
Option. Okay.
So try all that out and see what happens. That's one of the things that we try to do with our channel is help people. We have something that probably nobody else has because we've gotten such great relationships with all the different people to deal with. It's possible if she remembers, you could talk to the school that they're all involved with vets too. Motorcycle training. No, the motorcycle training. 7,400 locations. They might know. So we might find something out next week. She can make. There's a lot of companies that are going to be there. We're going to talk to Indian, maybe if I remember. I can maybe mention something to them about it. My problem is when we get to this stuff, there's so much stuff going on. It's hard for me to always remember everything to ask people. Their job to remember. Yeah, all that. So that's one of the things we've taken great pride in, that we've got a lot of these great connections. If you have a problem with something, you've been fighting with Harley on something, or you've been fighting with, like right now, we got a great connection with, where I go buy tools at Harbor Freight. So we finally got some good phone numbers and contacts now that we can contact them if somebody's got a question or a problem or a warranty issue, somebody's screwing you around with. Now, if you bought a generator from them, you didn't buy the extended warranty, it's 2 years old, and now your generator crapped out, I can't do nothing for you. But if it's within the warranty time and they're screwing with you, then yeah, I can get that care of or whatever. We phone call and try to get you satisfied. But if you're asking for a favor, we don't have no
Cool.
Yeah, we have no pull with them.
We can get some questions answered, but
yeah, we've got no free
can't work
tools or nothing.
miracles.
I still pay the same price for stuff that you do. And they were giving tools away today free. And so I got some Allen wrench. Take along with us at the rallies.
I hear you,
All
John.
my
Personally, he's thinking about trying to modify his 2011 Road King with a tilting motor works. Is that the ones in the front where the, I think, yeah,
those are about 30 grand.
already set up. I'm not getting any younger. I'm like, I hear you.
Yeah, when I get out here and work on these cars, I don't know if you can see my arm or not. Not as noticeable.
There it is.
Getting old. That was from working on my truck yesterday. Doesn't hurt. I don't
I'd be to
know.
build
I
one.
showed the doctor that, and he just says, "Don't worry about it." Because I just don't know. Her dad was like that. If you got a little cutty blood, like a stuck pig, and I don't do that. Well, I do bleed. I cut my hand in the video. You're going to see blood running down at times in this video. I don't know how much it's going to be. That's if you go over to the Bob and Tam's cars, trucks, and motorcycles. If you don't, or cars, trucks, and tools.
There he is, your buddy Art.
Yeah, Art. We've been wondering where the heck you're at. just talking about you. I mean, his ears probably were ringing, and that's why he came on. And because we haven't heard from you. I didn't know if you were still my friend or not, because we didn't know.
He might have disowned us.
Yeah, we didn't know if you were upset with us, or because we tried a couple times try to meet up with you when we're in town, and we invited you out to the house.
13,000 is for that. The wheels, 2 wheels in the front.
Oh, man. And so yeah, Art, you're always welcome out here. We just told everybody where we're at. We're out here to this weekend. Leave. And then,
Anaheim.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Anaheim. If you want to come into Anaheim, we're going to the AIM show expo. I was gonna tell Art if he wanted to come to you have to pay for a place to stay. But if you wanted to come to the SEMA show, we're probably gonna have an extra ticket. I buy a pass to buy. If you want to come, I'm offering it to you. You gotta find a place to stay. We're staying in a motel. We're in Caliber. Cheaper.
Will always be my slash. My buddy.
Yeah. So we're gonna be out there. So next week we get there Tuesday. Is that what we're
Friend.
Tuesday, and then we're gonna be there till Saturday. So if that next Saturday, not this
He probably
Saturday,
finds the same thing we do. Once you retire, you're so busy you don't know how you ever had time to work.
and so Tuesday we'll be coming through town. If you maybe want to do lunch on Tuesday next week, because it'll be about noon by the time we get
Tuesday. I said next Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday, a week from the other day. Tuesday we come into town if you want to do lunch.
That'll be the 6th.
Or Saturday, the following Saturday, if you want to do
the 10th.
Want to do breakfast or something, we could do something then. Or if you want to come into Anaheim, we'll be at the convention center. Shows it. I can't get you in there. I can't get you in there.
By Disney.
So then after that is the last week of January is the Mecum auction. That's cool. I really like going. But we probably going to have a free pass because when you buy a ticket to bid on, you always get a free guest pass. I'm going to have a free guest pass for that. And then if you want to come out for a couple days.
Go, John.
And if you come during the week, the prices are a lot better. We ended up paying, I don't know, like $20 a night at Excalibur. If you stay at Excalibur, then you can ride back and forth to that. If you want to stay
there. Trike Talk Forum for the guy that was on Writers on Disabled that may know about the.
There you go.
That's a good start.
There you go. Somebody that knows.
There you go, John.
Sometimes that helps. A lot of times we always tell people that on the Facebook page. If you're ever looking for something, sometime on our Bob and Tam's regular page to write stuff, and people, you'd be surprised how many people have experienced what you have, or they know somebody that knows. That's kind of how we do. You know, a lot of times I don't know everything. I know about this much. And the rest of the time is going out and either talking to somebody or looking something up or
calling somebody.
Yeah. And saying, hey, I don't know how I'm going to do this. What does you do? And blah, 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 blah. And that's how we find out what we know. Because like I say, I'm not an expert to tell you what muffler to put on your bike or slip on or what cam to put in your bike. But I have people that you can talk to that will tell you exactly what you should have or what you want based on what you want. And that's why I said that's what's funny about everything. It's kind of like I know more about cars than I do motorcycles. I did car work for 20 years. And so I've done all the headers and cam jobs and all the different stuff. So I know a lot more about cars, but once again, it's kind of like the same thing. It's you just can't say, well, by putting a thrush muffler on your car back in the 70s is going to give you, that's going to give you 20% more horsepower and all that. It ain't going to give you crap. It's going to sound different, but it ain't giving you ain't giving you that much. When most time when you're doing stuff, even to your motorcycle and stuff, sometimes you're talking 2 to 5% or 10%. 10% of 90 horsepower or whatever you got isn't that much. That's 9. If it's 10%, it's 99. You're not going to probably feel that 9% that you got or 9 horsepower. You're not going to really feel that difference. And most of the time, 90% of the people, that's what I always tell people. It's like all these people that buy the 131 engines. Now they got the bigger ones coming out. Don't go buy the plate and stick it on the side of your engine. 99% of the people have no idea what you've done. And just to say you have it, it's like
That's
Rider
my
X.
dad's old trick.
Rider X, he had his first motor rebuilt. It screwed up. He got a second one. Now I think he's got problems again with his other motor. The other day he was having motor.
Yeah. He wanted
He
to
was looking
know
who to.
the question, and then we kept missing each other. I called him, and we never did
I was
get
having
a.
some more issues with his new 131 motor. It probably doesn't even have
but it's
10,000
BO
miles
me.
on it.
As far as riding my bike, that's out. My trans is BO
Oh,
transmission.
in your car. Oh, we can come by and pick you up if you want to go eat or something. It's just let us know. Tuesday for lunch. We'll have to see what time we're going to probably be through there. 12 to 2 o'clock, somewhere in that range on Tuesday. And then Saturday we're going to be heading home.
He said to call him.
That in your little notebook. Got nothing going
Hey,
on.
Bob and Tim, Happy New Year. Enjoy the next year. Hope we're prosperous and great. Thank you. Drink.
But if Art you just came on, we're looking at next year not doing the East Coast rallies. Don't do that.
27.
We're going to do a crap load of riding. Do the coast again, maybe Route 66, maybe the out at Arches Park. So if you want to kind of put that.
As far as riding his bike, that's out.
Oh, I thought it was his car the transmission was out on.
It says. As far as riding my bike, that's out. My trans is BO. Bike's out.
Gotta get it out here. We'll get it fixed. We'll fix transmission. Got the shop here. Also, I got a really good guy, the guy in Kingman. I don't know if you ever went over and seen that guy in Kingman. He put new bearings and stuff in my transmission, and it was only a couple $100. It really wasn't that bad. Less than $500. He put all new bearings in my transmission. On guy's name? His name's Kelly. It's over by the airport. But if you're interested, let us know. If nothing else, you could let us know, and maybe we could tow it, rent a U-Haul trailer, open one, and we can haul it out here. An option. You would get the bike up instead of paying a fortune to Harley.
B. Jackson said, "Hey, y'all, thanks so much for the Sturgis content. Really helps to have that info. Hoping to get back there and stay at Glen."
But yeah, it's. I'm pretty excited about Sturgis this year. All the rallies I'm pretty excited about. Even though we kind of complain about different ones, Daytona's this and that, but I mean, there's always each rally has its good points. What's bad about the rallies, especially all of them are that. It just isn't enough time to do everything you want to do. There just isn't. You got to pick and choose what you want. That's why when people say I'm gonna go to Sturgis for 3 days, and it's like, why are you going? Because there's so much to do, so much to see. Like I said, we're there 9 weeks and we still don't get everything done. Every day we're out doing something new or going out and checking something out. And sometimes we go 2 or 3 times to the same place because they got different things going on throughout that time.
Or they got good fried chicken.
Yeah, chicken plate.
Yep.
And so it's when somebody says, now if you're coming to Sturgis and you just want to, hey, I want to go to the Buffalo Chip, I want to see a concert this night, I'm going to hang out on Main Street this night, and tomorrow next night I'm going to do Iron Mountain, and then I'm happy with that. Well, then good for you. Go for that. But to actually enjoy the Black Hills. Some people will
text us and they'll say, this is everything I want to do. How many days do I need to come? It's like, all 10. And they're like, I can only stay 2 or 3. And it's like, well,
it is, because that's
not going to happen.
That's the biggest thing that we get before the rally. Here's the things I want to do. What can I get done? Well, you can get a lot of stuff done in one day. but that's hustling through. That's not stopping. Like, let's say you were going to do Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, Custer State Park. Okay, you can't go into the museum and spend an hour in there. There's enough time to go in and take a leak, ask them about what's going on, and get the hell out of there because you don't have. And you stop someplace quick to have a lunch. That's an enjoyable day. I can do that, and we've done that. But it's not like if you're coming back through and you want to stop by through Hill City and spending a couple hours there, you don't know. You don't have the time to do that. Or somebody that says, "Well, I want to go all the way out to the Badlands, and then I want to do Devil's Tower next, and all in the same day." And it's like that's not going to happen. You're lucky in one day to go out and do the Badlands and come back. That's 90 miles out, 90 miles back. That's about a 4-hour drive right there. You're going to spend. Plus, you're going to spend at least an hour, 2 hours in the park.
I'm seeing everything.
You're burned up about 8 hours pretty quickly.
So at Jackson said that they got there a week early to do Sturgis so they could get some writing in and still didn't have enough time to do everything they wanted to do.
Right. And it's tough. It's just like Art went with us twice or once. Twice he went with. Art went with us twice.
Transmission needs fixed. Don't have the tools to do it and have pay big dollars to fix it.
Right. Well, we can get it out here, Art.
Craig said time to stay home and get projects done. There you go. Are you coming out this year, Craig?
So on your bike, Art, we have a couple choices. I have a lift now. Motorcycle. Got a car lift now too. We can get it out there. We could pull the transmission out, or I could, depending on what's wrong with it, we could talk to the guy out here at Kelly's. I'll bet less than $500, maybe $750, depending on what you got on. As long as it ain't totally busted in half. You probably need bearings. Mine was howling. That's what ended up why I had the bearings put in mine. I thought part of that.
The guy had a stethoscope. He says, "Come listen to this," and he's like, "Oh my gosh, well, what wasn't it? I don't know what."
And so they replaced all the bearings in my transmission, and put a new chain on my bike. Everything else, chain. What else? All the oil. Less than a new compensator. Other stuff. But you might not need a chain. You might not need a compensator. But hey, if it's just sitting there doing nothing, get out here and look at it. Sit in the garage. Don't cost you nothing. Just a trailer. Pull it out here. U-Haul trailer on the back of the truck or
Everything by then.
I can always put a bolt. I just found out it's got a little thing that pops out. All the that's if you want. Think about it. I mean, the last time I hauled a motorcycle trailer, it was only like $150. Rent it and drop it back off out here. Something to think about. They're doing nothing. Let's get some estimates on it.
Jeff, was that from Rebecca? Okay. Then yes. All right. 2 hours. You done?
Holy Jennifer Jupiter. We'll call you and talk to you and see what you want to do. If you decide you want to trailer, if you decide you want to hold the bike out here, I just got to bring a ball along.
He was going to get a hitch put on, but that didn't work out either.
Right. Either the wrong. Well, of course, I wrote Draw Tight to ask him about this hitch. And of course, nobody's there. It was yesterday. Somebody should have been there, but I don't know. Maybe it's on the East Coast and it's already closed. I worked on my truck in the morning. Did that in the afternoon. I was going to put a bunch of clamps to hold it on because when you pull the bolts out, the bumper would have. So I had it all hooked up and I took 2 bolts out and I went to lift it up to kind of see how it's going to line up. And I'm about that far off. The bolt's not going to fit in. So either somebody put, it's very possible from Amazon, because the box was all taped up, but I just thought maybe yes, taped it up. And it may not be the right hitch that's in the box. I don't think there's no number on it. But mine is 43 inches, and this is only 40 inches from bolt center to bolt center. So it's not going to fit on my truck. So I put bolts back in, put it back in the box, and I'm getting ready to send it back. So that's probably what we're going to do when we come back to California. I got to take it to a PS guy to let it that way. So I got to do
We
that.
were going to go to Kingman when we got the thing soldered on, but that didn't work out either.
Yeah,
So
because the partner ain't here, and I doubt it. He ain't going to show up tomorrow. Somebody comes by, that's why I turned the lights on. Well, maybe somebody do like we did. We get packages like that, or somebody's mail. Mail, I just stick it in the people's door, or if it's a package, I just throw it on the porch. So I've gotten a lot. I've never had this happen that I didn't get what put in the mailbox that was ours. We always end up with somebody else's.
it seems like that we always get somebody else's.
But I
mail,
mean, somebody could be getting our mail,
and
but
we
it's
don't know
stuff
it.
that we don't really are not
Aren't
missing.
missing. Hopefully, it's a lot of junk mail. But I
They
mean,
might be getting one of my bills. Hopefully, they'll pay it.
that's what somebody else said. Why doesn't the post office ever lose our bills in the mail? But then that wouldn't be our fault either, or their fault. We'd be the ones that
Yeah,
get
and still
stuck
be
with it.
liable. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah, we're almost done here, wrapping it up for our new. If you've got any questions, you can ask away. Kind of on a rant tonight. Feel a little better now than I did. Very happy. Almost canceled the live, or just let her sit here by herself and talk because I wasn't very happy. I already had this all planned out.
What he was going to do the next couple days, and
Yeah, because tomorrow I'm gonna work on my bike, get it all cleaned up. Oh, I did put a charger on. A couple weeks charger on. Plug that in.
I get the
Hopefully that's
starter out of
charging.
the other bike.
So I want to get my bike, the wheels and stuff all cleaned up. And then I got to change my oil, put a new filter on it, put it back together, take it off, and then put the red one on and pull the primary cover off and see what's going on with the starter. And
He does. Does either one of you have a talent for cooking or grilling barbecue?
cook all the time.
Pork steaks. I didn't realize I fought tooth and nail to get this big, huge propane or whatever it is
Yes.
jet grill. And I was happy with it. And then we got a little charcoal grill from Bucky's, $59, whatever it was. And he fixed some pork steaks on that real quick one night. And I'm like,
Charcoal.
tastes so good. And he's like, it's charcoal. And I'm like, oh.
They used to always use the Weber. I burned up like 3 Webers of barbecue. Used to barbecue every single night.
Pretty much. Even in the winter in Illinois. But yeah. Oh.
Barbecue is much. Well, now we're not home that much.
Well, that and it's so darn hot out here. I mean, now would be a good time to barbecue.
Got that. Hopefully the shop will get a little cooler. We got a few things going on with that. So when I get back, hopefully I'll be able to do some work out there this summer a little bit. Well, actually back in September. Hoping September and October to be stuff out there.
Us too.
And we're hoping this year will be a great year. Everybody needs to watch. Got all the videos. Like I say, we're going to try to start putting some videos out here every day. Get back to trying to get stuff. Trying to do shorts at the same time, and I thought shorts would help me, but you get pennies on shorts. Make any. Maybe if it went to 1 million views, never had. Got a video about 100,000. Really good, but it took 5 years to get. There's a lot of videos come back like the one on our compensator. That actually, if it wasn't for that compensator video these last 2 months, I would have made no money. That's where everybody seems to be watching that old. That thing's old. Don't even have that on the bike anymore. We took it off because we thought that was a problem, but it probably wasn't the problem. But still got it. I may eventually put it back on. I may put on another bike. So we'll see how that works. So tomorrow, that's what I'm planning on doing is working on my bike, get the oil changed, get the wheels all cleaned up, get them chrome again, make them look good. Then wipe all the rest of the bike down, put it back together. And then in the afternoon, I plan on pulling. I put the battery back in, do a quick chest on it. I'm assuming the starter's bad. And then I got to drain the oil out of that, take the primary. Well, I'm going to try and pull the primary cover off first because you can start it or run it a few seconds with it, like without anything in there because you're not seconds on it to start with. Not like I'm going to run it for 20 minutes. And the main thing I'm going to watch the starter. I want to see what it's doing so I can figure out what I'm going to do. And if pretty much figuring the starter's bad. So I'm going to pull. Then at that point, I got to drain the oil out of the engine, drop the oil box that's on it, take it out, and then I'll be able to pull the starter out. Then we're going to take that with us.
AIM show.
AMI show, and we're hoping that turn 14 will get started. You'll have to order it. It'll take a week probably. Hopefully that next week I'll have that. I can put all that together. I really hopefully going to have it all done before the Sturgis or for the
Mecum
Mecum
auction.
auction is because we're going to have them. Got to call her Monday and talk to her and make sure they're going to be hauling it for us. Because by then we're going to know who the winner is. Know who the winner is tomorrow. Call them because both of them are all excited waiting for our call. See what it is. I don't know what am I.
I guess either one.
And
So they just didn't come.
they might have come out. A lot of people might be out for New Year's Eve. That's why we thought, we'll come on. There's a lot of people might be like us. We're not really big partiers anymore. She can't dance anymore. I offered the other day to take her over to the
Well, it's really depressing because I want to get up and dance and I can't. So I'd just rather not go.
And so I just thought I'd go over there and do 2 or 3 songs and sit around a little bit and watch. And I wasn't going to do it in New Year's Eve. This Saturday. Busy. But
So
said
favorite
no.
meals that I make? I don't cook. I did make
there's
a pot
things
of
you
soup.
like. There's things you like.
That I make,
Well,
that I cook.
the chicken pot pie that we get from
Yeah, I
you like
don't-
that. You
I
cook
don't.
it. You didn't make it. but
Stick
you
it in the
cooked it.
oven. Chicken and dumplings I used to make a long time
Yeah.
ago. That's what my granny used to make. She taught me how to make that. So I can make chicken and dumplings. I did make a big pot of vegetable soup the other day.
From a mom.
Yep, that his mom used to make. Other than that, cook.
I didn't marry her for a cook. We got married. It was hot dogs, macaroni and cheese, hamburger helper.
Meanie weenies.
Got it. Ham. Told the kids it was pink meat. They wouldn't eat ham.
We need ham. But if I told them it was pink meat, they'd gobble it down.
Well, we have pork steaks. I used to barbecue and stuff. So I did a lot of barbecue, hamburgers, pork steaks. She cooked like a steak, or she did roast. Like she'll do a roast in the crock pot with
I've done it in
vegetables
the
and
oven
stuff.
and stuff.
She'll do that. But she's never really not been a big cook. But we eat out so much.
Well, the reason I don't do it is because I try and I try. I follow the recipe to the T, and it tastes like crap. The roast is either dried out or like shoe leather steaks or
What happened to our first turkey? Her mom and dad comes up in Chicago when we lived up there. And the oven we lived in a mobile home. And this mobile home was like a 72 mobile home.
59.
And it was like having something in the 2000s. Everything was,
It was Frigidaire appliances.
whoever
and they were all
built this thing had stuff that was ahead of time. So it had a timer for our cooking. So she sets the timer on it for this time I wanted to start. I want to cook this many times. She timer. Well, I guess she was supposed to turn it on first. And then the timer would work.
You could turn the oven on before you turn the timer
So
on.
you would think somewhere in the 4-hour time, she looked at the turkey and seen it's still ice cold. But no.
Well, no, worse than the time I cooked it with the mouse in the oven.
Cooked months before with you left all the stuff in it.
Yeah, I didn't know you had to take the bag of gizzard, liver, whatever, the plastic bag that's inside. That's why I don't cook.
She never really helped her
I
mom cook.
flunked home ec, if you want to know the truth. I really did. Because my part, we had to make a big meal and your parents were invited and you had to do all this stuff. And my job, everybody had to make something. And they said, well, for dessert, we're going to make chocolate pudding. I'll make chocolate pudding. I make chocolate pudding at home all the time. I know how to make chocolate pudding. Pro at it. Little did I know. So we go, my turn. So at home, I get my milk, I get my chocolate pudding, I put it in the pan and I'm stirring and I'm stirring and I'm stirring on the stove. Nothing. It's not doing anything. I said, I don't understand. It was instant pudding. I didn't read the directions. I make it at home all the time. So yeah, I flunked out of Comec. That's why.
Yes, not for her cooking. We had a lot of pizza too. Domino's his first
When we
started.
first got married.
Yeah, well, when I had the garage down there, that's when that guy had Domino's. He had like 2 or 3 of them. A young kid, made a lot of money.
In
One of the first-
Belleville?
I used to have it right there where the golf station, right behind it. That Chinese restaurant, and they had Domino's right there. He used to work on his cars when I had the.
Oh, that's way on the other side of town.
Yeah.
They delivered to us?
Well, they might have went. I don't know if they delivered back then, but I said we had pizza.
Rich's Chicken when it was good back in the day.
Yeah.
We used to eat that too. How about
Arby's.
squirrel and dumplings? I had that at least 3 times as a kid. No squirrel. And my granny and grandpa were like,
Well,
hillbillies.
you had a chance to go to. We had this bar. We called it the Bottom of the Clover. It was out in
Clover Bottom.
at Clover Bottom Bar, and we
They
used to
said they
we
were-
went out there and did karaoke. So we were DJs, and so we did karaoke, KJ. So we were doing the show, and so they said, "Oh, we're having a potluck
Potluck.
tonight. If you guys want to join, you're more than happy
You
to
can
help
eat whatever
yourself."
you want.
Well, it was roadkill night.
They had rattlesnake and raccoon and
Possum.
possum and
Back.
squirrel and I'm like, and we came hungry because we thought, oh, we're gonna eat good. They're gonna have a potluck. Ain't nothing.
It's like chicken. I always say, people always tell me, it tastes like chicken. Well, then I'll just eat the chicken.
Give me the chicken then.
Why do I want it to
Well,
taste
you
like
know,
chicken?
say,
Oh, we've ate deer meat and stuff. That's about it. And we've ate, I guess, some buffalo. Like that.
You
We're not real exotic eat.
don't even eat seafood, so that tells you right there.
Codfish is about our specialty. Other than that,
Has to be
well, my brother-in-law
battered
does.
and deep
My
fried.
brother does. He gets fish from his little pond and he puts
That
a
was
good
pretty
breading
good,
on it.
yeah.
And that was good. But a lot
Thank
of
you,
times,
Heavenly Heinous. So they appreciate everything we do. We're amazing and serious. You're both amazing and
try.
serious.
we try.
Thank you.
And we have a lot of fun
Thank
doing this, and we really enjoy people. And we kind of just got away from the lies because it just wasn't with football going on and stuff. People just
There you go,
didn't seem to come on, and so we just got to the point where you got 20 people on.
That must be Happy New Year for them in England.
Oh,
So it's a 4 hours difference. It's got to be more than. Anyway, it's probably New Year for them. And Hendra was on too. He's probably. You know who else we haven't heard from? It was the other guy, Rowan. Haven't seen him in a long time.
but see, a lot of people because we're not so regular, they may not be getting notified that we're on, and they kind of forgot about it.
And just like the first guy, or one of those guys at the beginning said that he had to look us up again because he didn't know what
So like I
happened
say,
to us.
I've lost at least 10 people in this week. We were at actually I've lost more than that. We were at about 86, and now I'm down to like 7,
The last time.
16. Lost about
Fried
16.
rabbit is great. They would serve it a month when I was in Millington,
She had a
Tennessee.
friend down the street that used to raise rabbits,
Well,
and
they
they
used
ate
to
them.
babysit. I went to high school with her, so she would watch the kids when they come home from school because I was working. And the kids, they had all these bunnies in the backyard in a little pen and everything. Well, a couple years later, they found out that they were cooking those bunnies, and they're like, "Did we ever eat any of those bunnies?" So you go out and play with them in the backyard, and that was their
No
meat.
worse than they found Kimberly found under the guy's steps. He comes home and all petrified because they lost a cat. We're out in the
Well, no, it
neighborhood
was
looking-
Lucky. Lucky took off
Oh.
and ran, and when we picked him up from the babysitter, because right next to the babysitter's house, all these babysitters. And so I told Kimberly, our oldest one, I said, "Go get the dog and bring it back." And she comes back. She's white. The ghost. Her eyes are huge, and I'm like, "What is wrong?" She's like, "A bunch of dead dogs back there. They're all skinned." I'm like, "What?" And I went back, and behind they had decks back there because we have basements. So under this guy's deck was all these look like skinned dogs. They were
Coyotes.
getting coyotes. They were getting the coats and selling pelts for money. And it was wintertime, so he could just throw them all outside and they weren't rotten. They were frozen, but it was gross looking. But yeah. Yeah, that guy had a bunch of dead dogs under his deck. Anyway,
That's living out. We
3:15
and we
if
didn't
you
even
want.
live in the country.
nope. In town.
We didn't live in the city. We lived in, not even really in the suburb. I don't know what.
Right in the outskirts of town. How about that? Happy New Year's, and we appreciate both of you. Thank you. We appreciate all you guys too.
Hmm.
Anyway, Art says, "Happy New Year. My nice dinner is ready. See y'all later." All right. Done.
Again.
Happy New Year, and everybody. By D. Oh, that's Dee and David and Spearfish.
Oh,
He's got a little Bucky guy. And every time he sends me a picture, they go somewhere. He's got the Bucky little guy sitting somewhere
traveling.
in the picture. Bucky's on the road. Yep.
Let's get ours next year out here in Scottsdale,
Yeah.
Arizona.
It's working. It's on its way.
Building it
We
now.
watch every video from Bob and Julie in Michigan. We have met you guys in just stay positive. You're both basically rally essential.
We have trouble, this is my time of year that I have trouble because it's we don't get to talk to people. We don't really get to see people. So when we go to rallies and people come up to us and it's like, "Oh, Bob and Dan, we're so happy to see you. We've been watching your videos." Da, da, da. And it does. It gives me that incentive to keep doing this because it's not ever been the money because we've never really made any real money doing this. And so it's always been that dream that we thought we'd break even. That
Well,
was
and
what we
everybody would always said that this year's going to be your year. You guys are going to explode this year. You guys are going to make this year's going. And it's like they've been telling us.
Well,
that
what
since
ended
the
up happening
beginning.
this year was because Sturgis didn't get the views that I'd gotten. It was because we covered that gas
There you
monkey,
go,
and we
John.
talked about that earlier. That's
Happy New Year.
that was probably the real downfall here for this year because it really wasn't that great of a year to start with this year. Daytona didn't even pay for the airline ticket to get there. That's how much little money we made. And somebody said, well, you should have drove. Well, it wouldn't have paid for the gas money to get home either.
Because it
So
costs double if we drive
because
of
you
the
look at a
gas.
lot of these rallies like Leesburg and Panama City, we don't really get any real money out of those rallies because there's not enough people watching. Emzo Lanham does a lot better. He gets those 4,000 or 5,000 views on all of his videos. Most of the videos he's doing during the rally, and even more than that, he gets. But he's got a really good voice. He sounds really good, and he's got a lot of loyal people that watch him all the time. We have some people like that too, but we just don't. I don't know what it is. I don't really know on our channel what's really what we screwed up at, what we did wrong. I don't know. Maybe we should have never really covered the rallies like we did, given inside information. But we thought the way we did that because nobody was doing it when we first started. Because when we got started, when we came to the rally the very first time, we went to Sturgis. We were like, "Oh, now what are we going to do?" We hung out at the old Full Throttle because we'd seen it on TV and thought, hey, we're going to hang out here. And we did a few of the rides. I don't know if it was Iron Mountain or Needles Highway. Rode one of them. I thought they just called it two different roads. And we hadn't gone out to Custer and rode through there. And we hit some of the little towns and stuff. And I think we did Devil's Tower and we did Iron Mountain. We were there for a full week. We got there the Thursday before the rally started and we left the Thursday of the rally. So we were there for a full week. And first year we went just by ourselves. We knew nobody. We didn't know anybody, didn't know nothing. And we just stayed together by ourselves and did our own thing. And we rented a cabin over there at Kathmandu. We did meet a girl there, Kelly. We met her. And then the people on the other side.
Mark and Dolly.
Met them. And Mark and Dolly, I don't think we ever really rode with. Kelly, we rode with her. She rode with us one day. Then the next time I think we went to Crazy Horse with her. I see a big explosion. Do much of nothing. But so we didn't really, we had no idea. I knew I wanted to go back. And we went a few years after that. We went back again and we went back a couple more times. And so we're not big, long people that have been going to Sturgis for years. We're not from the old country. We've been riding motorcycles. I bought my first bike to ride any kind of distance was in 81. I bought my 750 Honda. We rode from South Peru area, rode to Chicago. We rode it all the way down to Southern Illinois, almost 300 miles down. Thought we were going to die with a bike with a chain.
Couldn't feel my body by the time we got.
We'd stop underneath the bridges and get off the bike, and my hands couldn't feel my hands anymore. And we never did have a backrest on that or windshield. A picture of.
And when we went back home, where did we luggage? There was no side bags in that either.
Might have had maybe eventually I might have put a backrest on it. The picture I had, there was no backrest. Maybe I had a removable. I don't know. And the pictures I seen of it, I didn't have backrest. I don't know. Just wore the clothes we had, and we stayed in that the whole week we were there.
Stunk the whole weekend. Happy New Year's from Myrtle Beach. How you doing?
So at that point, until we moved to California, we'd gone out all day on rides with buddies, stuff like that. But I mean, never rode probably more than 300 miles ever one day. And then when we moved to California, that's when I got my first Harley Davidson. I bought it in 2007. And they had just opened a new Harley dealer in our town. And so we're like, well, let's go over there. And I think I ended up having to get warranty work on my bike. And so took it in there to get some work done. And they said, hey, we're getting ready to start a new Hawk chapter. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And they said, well, we didn't know nothing about Hawk. And they said, well, we're going to do a bunch of rides. What we're doing is we're going to do, our policy is going to be ride and have fun. That's it. No charity work, not going to do anything like that. If you want to do that, you want to go back to the main dealership that was like 20 miles away. And we're like, okay, that sounds good to us. So that's how I met Art. who went on some rides. And so every weekend they went someplace. They usually would ride at least 150 miles any one trip we went. We went to the Grand Canyon with them over a weekend.
We go to San Diego, up to Ventura. We went all over.
So we learned. And so then I started getting people that wanted, we'd go out and do rides by ourselves. Our Art might go with us. And people said, where'd you guys go this week? Oh, we went up here and did this and this and this. We go with you. Okay, sure. So I took people that lived in California their whole life. And
Places they've never been.
I've gone up the coast and I know how to pretty much ride all the way up the coast and move through neighborhoods and stuff like that. And so we stopped at this lighthouse and stuff, and everybody was taking a break. And these girls go, "Where are we?" Oh, we're just in between here. We're, down here is this town, and up here is this town. And haven't you ever been here? This whole road you've been on ever since we left home, we've never been on that road. You were really fun. We had a lot of fun. And I'm like, well, come along with us. We do all kinds of things. We went to Venice Beach and hung out with them. And I don't know how many of them had ever been to Venice Beach. They gave us a super chat.
Danny's on. Happy New Year, Danny and Lori and
Tara and Billy. Talking about you guys today because I didn't know if you guys were still watching the channel or not. And going to any of the shows, the
AIM or the Meekum auction.
AIM is next week, and then of course Meekum's coming up. And see at the SEMA show. Pretty good. We had a good time at SEMA. So thank you for the money.
Yeah,
helps, always helps. Live look, and because they always put it on them saying, "Oh, look how much you made." You and so but so that's how we started riding, and then the first time, so we used to do we used to live in California. We lived on the coast of California, not but Orange County, California, and so we used to always go to the Laughlin River Run. We went to the Laughlin River Run for probably 20 years in a first year we didn't even have a motorcycle. Next time we rode the old Honda out there, almost ran out of gas. I was like, I don't know, we may have to push it. Get over that. Oh, we're over that hill. It's all downhill. We ought to make it. We did. And
I can see Needles. It's like 20 miles away.
And that's like a 250, 300 mile ride. And
he'll be there. He said he'll be there in Daytona.
Oh, okay. And so that's how we used to go to that rally. We went to Art went with us once up to Arizona Bike Week.
Yeah.
Because we stayed in the hotels there. That's the first time we went, I guess. Art went with us there. Art used to ride with me all the time. Art would go. Art was probably the best rider I've ever had go with me. He didn't care. Wherever you want to go, wherever you want to stop and eat, whatever you want to do.
Just need a smoke break.
Yeah, that's it. I don't care. And because with me, I was that way when we lived in California.
Michael.
When we lived in California, that's the only thing about Southern California. You can pretty much almost ride every single day. Pretty much. Now it's getting where it's raining more. But usually it used to be it only rained at night. You get up in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. If it was cool on the beach, towards the beach, we go out to Death Valley or out to Palm Desert or someplace like that. If it was really, really hot, you might either go to the coast. If it's super hot, we go up to Big Bear, go right around the mountain up there. Check it out.
Happy New Year to you.
And do a bunch of cool stuff like that. So we were always, every weekend, we were putting anywhere probably 300 to 1,000 miles a month. Every single. Sometimes we'd ride 300 miles to go have lunch, turn around, come back. So yeah, we rode all the time. So like I said, when we rode the Sturgis, first time, we had never done that. It was like 1,600 miles. We had never rode that far. Well, we made it a 4-day trip because I was like, some days we got there at noon to the hotel because I always booked everything ahead. And I was like, okay, now what are we going to do? Went inside to the front desk and go, anything around here to do? We just want to kind of walk to something. Where's town at? There's no town here. This is it. Gas station, the restaurant, and the hotel. This is the town and people. That's it. Okay. There's Best Western.
Jackson said too, you stay off the interstate and as long as you aren't looking to get somewhere fast, there's lots of back roads.
Oh, yeah. And it is. And that's one of the things I really did a lot of. Until we did like Sturgis, because Sturgis, we pretty much take the highway. We want to get there. And that's why I always tell people when they always say, well,
this beach is a cool place to go.
You pull your trailer. You're not a real biker. And I always say the same thing. When you're going to Sturgis, other than stopping to eat, stopping for gas, and a place to sleep, what else are you? Most people say nothing. Right.
You're on a mission to get there.
And I'm like,
get to Sturgis.
Yeah. And I'm like, what fun is that? Well, you couldn't. I always wanted to go through Utah and do all that back road. That's 3 more days you have to add to your trip. Well, when you only got 2 weeks vacation, So we took 4 days to get up there, 3 days to get back, and we had 1 extra day. So we were there for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. So somewhere along the line, I guess we started doing 3 days. 3 days up, 3 days back, and then a day to rest before we go. At Sunday, we come back and we'd have 1 extra day that didn't have to go back to work. So we'd leave on the Saturday and come back, and we would get back home we left on Thursday morning. We were Thursday morning, Friday morning, Saturday we showed up. So, and then Sunday we recuperate and go back to work on. We did that. That's how we did. We had to go to work. Both worked and go back to work the next. She rode the Sturgis once by herself. That was a long trip. Did about 2,600 miles. We went all the way up the coast of California. Art went with us on that one. Went all the way across the state of Oregon, and through Idaho and through Wyoming, and we were in 35-degree weather, and we were in 105-degree weather same day. Somebody almost froze. He almost hit a guardrail. I'd lead, she'd be in the middle, and Art would be in the back. Art always liked to be in the back. Art never likes to. So I used to do a lot of writing. I do not do a tenth of the writing. I don't even do 1% of the writing. I'm thinking about that. That's why I want to kind of get my bike all cleaned up, get the new oil changed and everything in it. And then if we get a really warm day, I want to get out here and maybe do Oatman and maybe go out the back way and go the Sidewinder. Pretty cool area. Take out the Kingman. It's got a lot of Route 6 stuff on it. We really got enough time. Maybe go about this. I want to go out to Tupac and out there by their longest stretch of consecutive. Somebody said the other day, a YouTuber hit like 148 miles one way is the longest consecutive strip of old Route 66 that you can ride without ever having to get highway. We live right on the road from it. That's pretty cool. And
Aspen Classic behind our roadblock. I may have missed it. Do you guys have Ask Dave's Crazy Trailer?
There you go. We could give you, email us, and we'll give you a couple of people's phone numbers to talk to, because we have a lot of people. Who is it? The one we always had?
It was that
because when we always talk
Nicole and Andy. This is Sakurai and AJ, AS
Okay.
Pipes.
and
They used to pull one. And
Yeah.
so did Dave Wilmot in Marybeth. They pulled a trailer.
so we have a lot of people that we can give you. We get the advice for you, what they would recommend.
We've never done it.
Yeah, we never pulled a trigger.
Not on the bike. There you go. Email us.
Get you to find out exactly what you need. If you don't, we can call them and we can. Happy to. Because we talk about it once in a while, and we ended up finding out that we have quite a few subscribers that actually pull trailers. And so we always talked about that. We never did do it. We were going to get a bunch of them on a live talk about. Yeah, pulling
Right.
trailers.
I don't know if Dave's Crazy Trailers is still on or not, but he's got a YouTube channel too. You could probably message him.
Well, he's got a more of a.
He does shorts, a lot
Yeah.
of shorts. Dave's Trailers. I can find him. He's probably off already. Ben,
What can you email us and we can find out? If you don't want to contact the people, we can call them.
there you go.
Email us. You're looking to get a tax write-off. Don't forget the Bob and Tam's. Check out our bikebuildsforvets.com. And you can donate money and help us get more motor. I was almost going to do me a GoFundMe page, but it's almost too late now to do it. Do it to try to raise money so we can buy more bikes for at the week of
There's the
auction.
bike builds.
If anyone wants to donate some money, there's a place you can donate money,
I
and
don't know.
all
I
that
don't
is
know
tax
where I need to
deductible.
go.
You're not helping our channel. You're helping the vets, helping us buy more motorcycles that we can fix up and give to vets. This year, we gave 1 bike away for this year. Tam's original goal was 1 to 3 bikes each. And if we get to where we're not doing a lot of rally after this 2026, We're not doing as much. I'd like to get to where we do more of that.
Well, there's Copart too. We thought if worst came to worst, we go to Copart and try to get a decent bike, fix up if it's got a ding or dent or something in it or needs a new
Bad
fender.
forks.
Yeah, and then go that way. Full of trailer surges because I bring a grill. I can
There you
keep
go.
$10 in hot dogs. There you go.
There you
The
go.
cheap lunches.
I always
that's
tell
what you
people that
gotta-
when people always say that all the time about Sturgis, it's too expensive. You know, you can go to Sturgis other than not counting your gas. I have no idea where you live, how long it's going to take you to get there, what you're going to do, where you have to stay when you go. But once you get into Sturgis, there's so much stuff you can do that doesn't cost you a lot of money. You don't need to eat at the Buffalo Chip. You don't need to eat
Full
at
throttle. where
Full
they have
Throttle
a lot.
Saloon. You don't have to go
$35 for hamburger and
to
fries.
One Eye Jack's and pay $30 for a sandwich or whatever. There's plenty of places right there.
$8 for a beer.
Yeah, you can go over there where
$12.
we go to Pizza Ranch, and for less than $20, you can have all you can eat. It's closer to $18. And if you're older than 65, you can go after between
2 and 4
and get it for
or
$13
all day on Wednesday.
and always includes a drink.
There you go.
So that's it.
And dessert.
And there's a lot of places there that you can go.
You can go to the Vets Club and they got cheaper drinks there if you're looking to get someplace that you can drink and good places to eat. Uncle Louis Diner, they're very
You know,
reasonable.
it's like us. We have never paid that crazy money for that food during the rally. We don't go. We've ate at One Eye Jack's before the rally. The prices are cheaper, half the prices. But when they're charging 25, 30, 40 bucks for a hamburger or $20 for a beer, whatever they're charging there.
Well, even at Loud America, they have beef tips and chips, which you can get French fries and beef tips. And that's enough for both of us. We split that, and it's like $15.
And a drink plus a drink. You pay a little more for, $4 or $5 for a tea or whatever I drink. She usually just gets water. So, I mean, for around $20, you can, but we're not pigging out. But I mean, you can still go to McDonald's. You can still go to Burger King and go to Dairy Queen and get a cheaper meal. You can go right in the Rapid City. And there's a lot of cool places over there. They got a couple steakhouses over there, the chains that are reasonably priced. And so there's places that you can go. But it's like one person one time was like, oh, I was at the Full Throttle Saloon and they wanted $25 for a burger. That was just crazy. I paid all that. And I'm like, why? Well, my buddy's a diabetic, so we had to eat. Couldn't have stopped someplace on the way there.
Or in a lot of diabetic people, they have like little snacks. And that's what we did when we went on a motorcycle ride. I guess a ride. I had packed some little sausages things or whatever. I'd gotten at Sam's beef sticks and some chips in the back. And so when we stopped and everybody was like starving and it was like, yeah, we just got those out and ate a couple of those and ate some chips.
Good to go.
We're done.
I mean, so, it's just, but sometimes you do want to pay for a good meal. You might want to go someplace and pay a little extra. Well, then, there's nothing wrong with that and saying, 1 week while you're there, hey, I want to go into Deadwood and I want to spend $100 for a decent meal, have a really good steak and all that. And that's great. We don't do that. But we really watch what we spend because it's like going to Las Vegas. One of our subscribers putted us to Caesars, which is about $100 for their buffet. It
was very good.
Best food I probably have ever ate in my life, but it's not worth $100.
But they wanted to treat us. That's where they wanted to take us. It's not someplace we suggested.
And it was
once
really
we
good.
found out how much it was, we were like, no. And they're like, no, you guys.
Only time I've ever been to a buffet in Las Vegas that you had to make.
So eat small breakfast, do 3-hour ride, stop for 2 hours, eat all you can at the 14-hour, and then take a nap, afternoon nap. Then you have a late afternoon or evening for other fun activities. There you go. He's been there a couple times. He knows what he's talking about.
And see, it's just like us. So we normally, what we do now is I drink a protein shake in the morning. We split an apple. He eats. I guess that's all you eat.
I drink my protein.
We normally go like today. Well, we did eat something this morning. We got up really, really early and we went through out to Lake Havasu, and there's a truck stop there. We went out to get what we needed to get, came back on the way back, and people wanted to eat lunch with us today, and they wanted to do it about 2:30. She goes, I'm already getting and it was like it was already past 10:30, and I said, Carl's Jr. is there, and I said, well, I got to go to the bathroom. Whatever you want to get something. I don't know what's it. I came out and she had French toast sticks with hash browns. and me a tea. So we ate that. And she got her own. We split the hash browns, and I drank the tea. So we ate that like at 10:30, quarter to 11. And then we ate again at 2:30. So we went to Perkins. They're all about saving money. Buy one, get one free. So
on
today,
Wednesdays.
what did that end up costing? I ended up getting a piece. And split that.
You had to get a drink.
So we're done. I'll eat some grapes maybe tonight, and we'll have a little snack before we go to bed, take my pills and stuff, and that's it. That's a typical day for us. We usually eat one meal during the day. As long as I'm doing something, I don't think about snacking or something. If we're sitting in front of the TV watching crap or watching YouTube or whatever, I snack off and on all day long. But if I'm over at the shop, I have to look and say, oh crap, it's 3 o'clock. I ought to go and get something to eat. And I hadn't eaten anything all day for my half apple and my protein. We just get the ones in the box. So that's all we pretty much do, unless somebody takes us out to breakfast, or we're going to go to down in Daytona. We'll go to the Beaver Bar and we'll eat her breakfast. And we'll probably have 2 meals that day.
The place we eat the worst at is Myrtle Beach.
No, Myrtle Beach has just so many good places for us to eat that we like.
Oh, you got to go to, and it's an all-you-can-eat place.
Mammy's.
Oh my gosh.
Best breakfast in the world.
And then they've got a good barbecue place down there, and then they've got that chicken place, and it's
eat a lot there.
Myrtle Beach.
And Steven took us to a
rally.
fancy thing. Oh, he just took me. You didn't go to Captain George's? All right. You've been traveling on, and what did they write?
Wish best and headed to the bar. All right, Robert.
We're going to leave all of you, because we're going to do is head into the living room, turn the TV on, and see what's going on there.
Grapes and go to bed.
Yeah. You got to take showers, and off to bed we go. We got up extra early this morning. It was dark 30 when we got up.
Got up at 5:30. He got up about 6:30. I heard you snoring.
There's a hairdryer blow.
Well, the hour before that, you were snoring. I could hear you. You fell right back asleep.
Versus you snored all night long.
Oh.
Slept on your back too.
Anyway.
All right, so we're going to
wish all you guys a very happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. And thank all of you. We love you all, and we appreciate everything you guys do, hanging out with us and supporting our channel.
Yep. Without you, we don't have
We're ready for bed.
Without you, we do not have a chance. So I have a lot of fun doing this, and I'm hoping this year will be a really big year, be a great year to kind of wrap it up. And we'll still always do Sturgis for a long time, probably. I don't know until they decide not to put us up for that. But we'll still be going out to Sturgis. I love doing Sturgis. It's just, if it didn't snow there, I would live in Sturgis. Such a cool area. I love the Black Hills.
It was what, 65 degrees?
Yeah, they had some good weather up there. But they have some cool too. They had some snow already. So yeah, we're not interested in that. I don't know what our future is going to be. I really would like to still get some good riding in the next year or two. I don't know how many more years I've got for riding. But we don't really, other than really Sturgis, we don't do a lot of riding at the rally. We're really going to a destination and that's it. Going there, going there. But really Sturgis is, I think last year we put on 4,000 or 5,000 miles. Panama City, we do a little bit more there. I go down to a little bit more. But it depends on where we're staying at, how far it is. Like when we stay in Leesburg, we would stay all the way. That was like 40 miles each way. So every day we were backing up. So get there earlier, spending that much more time. So this year we're going to be more. This year we're going to spend our whole 9 weeks in Sturgis, in the Sturgis area. We're probably in 2 different places. One person wants us to make them some commercials for their Facebook or YouTube channel. I'm going to call him and see if they still want to do that.
Their website.
Yeah. So we were going to do that for them. And because I said, I can't do it during the rally. It's too busy. So we're going to go there for 2 weeks and stay there. So we'll be in Sturgis area the whole time. So which will end up being better because last year we ended up spending more time driving the truck back and forth.
Well, they kept saying rain every day. Rain, rain, rain. And was like, all right, well, we'll take the truck because it's supposed to rain. We'll take the truck. It never rained. Never rained. I think one day, we were on the bike.
Well, the problem with Sturgis is they say it's going to rain. It rains somewhere in the Black Hills. Just may not be where you're at. And that's the way it is.
Or it might be where you're at. Yeah. So you don't know.
Yeah.
All righty.
No more questions?
I don't know.
Last call. We'll give you 30 seconds here to. Anybody else got anything else you want to ask before we hit the road, or you hit the road? Get on what we're doing. And I got a busy day tomorrow. A lot of things to do, and I got all day Friday probably to work if my part don't show up on my front porch.
Just saying good night. Good night, John.
We had a special background.
It was a real fancy one. It said Happy New Year. It was black. It had all sparkly stuff on it.
We kept looking. I don't know if I can get it up, but it'll turn green, and you'll know what we really look like back here.
It was 2020. Is that it? And that was it. But I mean, we just looked like we weren't really there.
That was giving us like when you moved, there was
Yeah, see the hole?
Yeah, see, it looks. I don't know why it's doing that.
So
If
anyway.
it's the black chair picking up with that background's too
And if you
dark.
watch the beginning, you already saw he was fit to be tied. So
I was already fighting with this because I found out, luckily, because it was still showing that Goofy was doing that.
I'll just leave that up. Hey,
And
we're on
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Speaking of Sturgis, we're just going to hang out here. We're going to enjoy our New Year's Eve, Sturgis, South Dakota. Look, nice and sunny here. Not dark yet. It's not dark o'clock
Good night, guns.
or dark 30.
Yep. Good
We're
night.
going to go back here and get a
Devin,
cup
Mike.
of coffee.
Yeah, at the coffee shop.
Yeah, we're supposed to do that too, and I keep forgetting that too.
What?
You can put a thing down here. People can buy you a cup. It's like a tip thing. A lot of people get really good about it. A bunch of stuff we're going to start doing
I
that,
know.
that we haven't done, like selling T-shirts. I think I finally found an app, but I got to get it.
You think the thing needs to be pulled tighter?
No, because I had to bring it closer because it got to be see all the around the green screen.
Yeah. And
Done
rest
this
in
time.
peace, Adam the Woo.
Only met him once or twice, but he was a really good guy. Nothing
And
bad
poor
to say about the
Justin Scared.
man.
If any of you guys know Justin Scared, him in your prayers. He's
Yeah.
really taking it hard.
And he had never
I knew him for
realized
years.
how much people
Affect your life.
is affected until they're gone. And that's what's sad about it, kind of stuff, especially when you meet people, you get to be, most people, which we see that there's a lot of people that we come up and talk to, and they'll start saying, oh yeah, about Susie, and my cousin Billy, he did this and this and this. And we're just like, but because you know everything about us because you watch us all the time. Now we do have a handful of subscribers that we know a lot more about. We've met them at a lot of different rallies. We've stuff with, had fun with stuff like that, and did rides with. So we know a little bit more, but 90% of you, we have no idea what you do when you're not at a rally.
But I think they watch us, and so they think like they know us, and that we know them. And yeah, they'll tell us their whole life story. They went to the Joni and Chachi's wedding last weekend, and oh my gosh, do you know who was there? It was
Jim Bob.
It's like, wow, that's cool. I'm like, I have no idea who any of these people are, but
They come to rallies. Oh, wondering,
but
that's
it's
okay
nice because
It-
it makes you feel special because they
With-
think they know you and you know them, so it's cool. What's your thoughts on lithium batteries or stick to DK batteries?
Okay, what I
we
think.
won't go into.
Well, we'll just go real quick. If your battery is under your seat, do not get a lithium battery. Why? Because a lithium battery can get over 400 degrees.
700.
It gets really hot.
It's 700.
And if that battery would ignite and you're sitting on that and you're doing about 80 miles an hour down the highway, it's not going to end pretty. Now, if it's in a side compartment, and it's not, a lot of these batteries can pull out from the side, so it's away from the bike a little bit. Yeah, maybe. Now, the problem you have is you have to charge a lithium battery at a higher voltage. I think a normal battery, make me think now. 14 to 14. I don't know, whatever. A lithium battery has
It's
to
different from
charge
it.
5 volts, 0.5 volts. No, 5 volts. 5 volts more to do that. What the standard alternator does not charge that. You will go back to where, Professional Monkey bought his first trailer and he ended up putting those lithium batteries in there. and he got to the first rally, and he went to turn on his air conditioner or his refrigerator, wouldn't work. And I'd already told him in the first place, put lithium batteries in it, you've got to change the charging system. Now, if you have something new in your bike, I don't know if they're doing that now in the newer bike, that has because it's kind of like when you first got a lithium battery, it first came out, you had to buy a different tender. Now the newer ones that are coming out says it'll work on either one. So what you want to do, what happens with a lithium battery is it takes more voltage to get it to 100%. So what ends up happening if it charges the normal voltage, I don't know, I can't think, it's too late tonight. What the normal voltage is that an alternator puts out, that'll put a normal battery at 100%, but it'll only put a lithium battery at 80%. So it's not at its full peak. So you're never getting it to where it really needs to go. And that's the problem with a lithium battery. And that and the heat. That's a very light battery. I was going to buy a lithium battery for my bike when the last battery. So I was down at the battery supply place and Batteries Plus. So when I was talking to the owner there, that's what he said. Where's your battery at? Heat. No, that really gets hot. And so I came home and I did all the research on it. I'm like, oh crap. And
then your ECM, doesn't that sit right on top of it? All your
Yeah.
computer components. There's your battery, your ECM, and then you. So it's like
not a pretty sight. So the other thing is, if anybody knows Tesla, how many times have you heard that a Tesla car, the battery's
Okay.
caught on fire? There's your typical example. Lithium. Another bad thing about lithium is we don't make lithium batteries in the United States. The reason we don't do that is because they have to come from a strip mine.
cobalt.
And then
strip
people
mine.
have to
Cobalt
go
is
through it
radioactive.
and pick out what the right stuff. If you ever watch any of the videos on it, it's foreigners. First of all, you cannot do that in the United States. It's against the law. You can't do that type of mining anymore in the United States.
Guns 2090 said had a lithium battery once, cost twice as much, didn't last any longer. Personally, stayed with the regular one.
And that's kind of what I look at too. I have no intentions of buying a lithium battery. We had talked about it with the RV, but same thing. I got to change the charging system. I got to put the different batteries in it. You know, is it worth that? We don't do that much boondocking. We got a generator. It's kind of like this guy. I was just one of another YouTube friend. He's more of a RVer. He's got a Harley, but more of an RVer. And he was kind of figuring stuff out of what it costs to do this versus that. And he's like, you know, he just bought some property up in the mountains.
So like getting his trash picked up.
Well, one was a septic tank. His last property cost him $15,000 to put a septic tank. So for him to take his poor boy in the town, which is 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back, during the summer, he can dump it for free at a Maverick. Otherwise, he has to pay like $6 to dump it. Well, if he figures out his time's worth something and his mileage, how many times will you have to go to make $16,000 or $15,000 to put that septic tank in?
Well, same thing when we got our RV, we wanted to get all solar,
Yeah.
100% solar. And it was going to cost us what, like $30,000?
20 grand.
So it's like, okay, how much gas can we put in the generator? $20,000 worth.
Or even if I had to buy a new generator,
your money ahead.
So that's when I thought, no, we ain't gonna do that. If we got it to where we're living off grid, then yeah, maybe I would do that. But for a normal RVer, no, we have 200 watts on the ceiling, and that keeps our batteries charged up. Our refrigerator runs off electric too, our propane. So I run most of the time when we travel, I turn it on propane. Doesn't use that much. I don't rely on the batteries to run it. But it runs the heater, like if we have to turn the heater on or anything like that.
It's cold.
Our solar, we have two 6-volt batteries in our trailer. And now it looks like when I looked the other day, they were getting low again. So I'm probably going to have to, before we go to Sturgis next year, 2026, we'll probably have to buy new batteries one more time. And we're just like that. We just don't know. All right. I'm all done. I go to the bathroom. My tea's getting ready to
Say
come
good
out.
night.
So we're gonna leave you. Are you done talking? So we'll see. We will see you on the road.
Go. Bye. Happy New Year.